Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Folks, and you're very welcome to episode number 85 of The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV shows, pop culture, that type of thing. So we got Bob the Tiny Art Guy, we got Eddie Money Mendez, we have got Philly is joining us today, happy days. We have got Ian, Ancient Silver Fox, and we have got Jim Collector. How are you doing today? I understand the Americans, Ian is celebrating something. I understand that the Americans have it's like you had Monday off for so you have today off for Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day everybody that served we're off today. It's funny, Jose Hernandez said he's off to have fun with family, and I told him good luck with traffic, buddy, because it's going to be a lot of traffic right now.
Oh, because everyone's going out doing the same thing, just go out like gotcha. So you find it? Would you equate it? Would it be as busy on a work day, or would it be busier?
Well, it's busier. One thing is gas prices have dropped dramatically, so a lot of people it's going to be record numbers this summer. A lot of people are going out and doing trips, so it's definitely going to be like that.
Cool, good stuff. All right, I want to start things a little bit different. This isn't 6 scale, but this caught my eye, and it kind of definitely made me contemplate stepping outside of 6 scale. So I just want to take a look at this. Did you see this?
Yeah.
This is Blitzway 1-to-1. The Terminator space in the first one, a T800 endoskeleton. 1-to-1 life-size replica. I'm not really into the busts thing, but this sucks. I like the full figure and stuff like that. But and obviously this is 1/6 scale. It's 1-to-1, limited to 500. That kind of sucks, man. Because I went on and I was thinking, oh, this is probably $3,000, $4,000. I didn't know what to expect because I never bought a bust before, and I was looking at it and it was like about 1,300, which is quite a lot of money, obviously, especially if you're used to 6 scale. But then again, if you bought like a Jazzinc vehicle or something like that, that's, or even the Joker 4-pack, there's things that definitely have been quite expensive. And this thing just looks incredible, man. It looks all chromed up. 1-to-1 T800 looks menacing. The eyes light up, but it actually moves as well, which is pretty damn cool. I would say it's 1,600 there. I'm not sure where I got 1,300 or 1,400 for. But yeah, it is sold out. So yeah, it's no point in even talking about it, really, I suppose. But my point, the reason I want to open the show with this is, like, number one, was this something you've any interest in? And number two, is it I've always been the one, like, I don't need things that are limited. It's cool if you happen to have something that's limited. It's like, oh, that's kind of nice. That's like icing on the cake. But the main part of the cake is the collectible, whether that's the vehicle or 6 scale action figure, whatever. The collectible itself, having that is where I get that dopamine hit. Not necessarily because other people don't have it, but this is an example of where I was like, yeah, kind of had some sort of an interest in this, but then bang, shut down straight away because it only made 500. Anyone want to jump in on that? Give us your thoughts.
For me, Shane, I'm like you. I'm really not a fan of the busts. They feel quite eerie for me, and no offence to anybody that has busts, because some of them look great, but I just don't like the chopped off body type. I'm not a serial killer, so I don't, if I want something, I want the full thing. But I was like you, I thought this was quite interesting, but I do know that in terms of the arm that they released, it had a lot of QC issues, reliability issues, which wouldn't put me off because electronics background, I could go in and repair it and do whatever. But yeah, a bust, no. Get a full 1-to-1 scale, that would be cool.
This is where Eddie chimes up going, I told you he was rich. I told you he was rich. Yeah.
That's not
I suppose you'd have space in your mansion as well, yeah?
yeah. I was going to say something, but I better not. But no.
I see your point. I think I might have been tempted on this. It's completely out of left field, but it's just because of the strength of how much I like those first two movies. But anyone else want to weigh in on this, or anyone spot this and go, yeah, that's something I could genuinely be interested in, or you'd be like, nah, didn't even know it existed, no interest.
I think that, you know, for us that grew up watching this film, getting something in a 1-to-1 scale, it would be ideal, because I mean this is the epitome of special effects. Stan Winston, you know, T2, and for us that are not as rich as some other people, for example, Ian, maybe we can only afford a bust, or in my case, I actually end up getting the Studio Canal mask, which is not the full. It's not a bust. It's just like a mask of it, and it's in a sort of a, you know, rock sort of, you know, stand, and I'm happy with that. This is really cool. I like the way it moves and stuff like that. But you know, I'm not that rich. I'm not as rich as Ian. So, but yeah,
Ian's gonna get a rep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Does. It's cool. I like having well, I like the idea of having like multiple different scales and different things to have a display of something you really like. Like, it would be cool if you set it up right to have the bus next to the new hot toy, and I know Sideshow did the arm a while ago, or you could get the chip or something. I like the, in my head, I like that display. You just got to do it right, I think. But yeah, I like it. And if I don't think this one is, you know, as high up as it goes, and we definitely, a lot of people, especially with the Tumbler and everything, are talking about spending that money on that right now. So I don't.
That's true, man.
To me, this doesn't price you out yet. So
just the
cool.
limited nature does, because they're gone, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's another reason why they sold out so quick. If it was $3,000, it probably
and
wouldn't have sold out as quick.
The Terminator stuff, like, I don't know. I mean, the last one that was made was the one that Feezy was talking about, and I know everybody loved that one. And then, or not Feezy, Philly, sorry. Philly, and then I think before that it was just the Sideshow ones, and I know those are long sold out, so I feel like this kind of stuff sells out fast. So 500 for this is super limited.
Ian, did you say that the arm that Jay, Brother Cousins, had, was that Blitzway as well?
Yeah.
Because I remember he got it, and I think there was an issue with it, and I think he got a second one. There was an issue with that as well. So this thing here moves, so I hope that the electronics has been improved and they've worked out the QC issues for this and for the DeLorean, because a lot more people are going to be getting the DeLorean. I know you're getting the DeLorean than will be getting this, because this is limited to 500, but I don't believe the DeLorean is.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at the Recto 1, the quality and reliability of that, the 1984 Recto 1 is really good. I think there was just problems with that arm. I actually seen it. Somebody that I know in Edinburgh had it, and they had an issue maybe 6 months after. So I just think there was something seriously wrong with the arm.
Yeah.
But the more, I mean, you see, could you imagine if you had like a big foyer before you go into your massive cinema room, you've got that on a museum pedestal? I'm joking. Sorry, yeah. But how cool would it be in a cinema room or something like that?
Does the head turn? You said it moves.
Yeah,
it moves.
The head turns.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have in the collection, just because I'd like to freak people out. Like, if I was showing it to somebody and then just push the button to make it turn real quick, they're gonna freak out, you know? That might be funny. That'd be worth its weight in
That'd be
gold.
very cool,
I'd pay
man. That'd be very
2,000
cool.
just to scare the shit out of somebody.
I could just imagine visiting Ian's mansion and opening the door, and there'll be a T800 butler answering the door.
Hey, Philly, I'm more thinking this looks like the night that I went. I was drinking with Eddie on LWO, and his missus walked into the door frame as soon as he opened another bottle of wine. That's what she looked like. She was not a happy lady.
She was just locked on to Eddie. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah, man. I hear there's going to be a potential live rematch in LA in 2027. I'll tell you there now, guys. I hope we're all there. I'm steering clear of that. I'm gonna watch my distance on that one.
There's gonna be no fasting going on then. There's gonna be
No, there will not be any fasting going on.
So,
It'll be
No.
like the people will need all the soakage that they can get. Cool. I just thought this was cool. It was something a rare time. Something like the thought of a bust. These things don't really appeal to me either. But I think maybe it's because it's Terminator. Number one, I think it looks pretty well done from the prototype. The features on it seem pretty cool, and also the fact that it's kind of like these things as well. We've seen these things chopped in half as well, so it kind of makes sense to maybe get the bust. Whereas it's like half a Batman or something like that, I have no interest in or whatever. But cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to address the chat real quickly so I can catch up. So we got Figurecraft here. Happy Memorial Day to all whom served. Thanks for joining. Let's get Shane to 5k subs. So close. Thanks very much. I do appreciate that. We're at like 4801, I think. We got Jose G Hernandez in the chat as well. Hey there, gents. Out with the family for the holiday. But have a great show. Thank you very much, Jose, and I hope the traffic is not too bad for you. We got 12-inch Moose Stream here. Michael here. Hello, community collectors. I wish all who are watching or not a happy and sincere Memorial Day. Remember the fallen. Hope we're all in a good mood. And by the way, Dubax plural arrives Wednesday. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, it's exciting times. Thanks very much for being here, and thanks very much for your comment. Of course, we got Philly as well. We got Moose again saying hello to Jose. We got Tiny Archive Bob, who is a channel member and a panel member. He's here. Evening all. Happy Memorial Days to those overseas, man. They're overseas. They're overseas. If you say it, you're here. They're overseas. That's how it works. We got Vita. So Jim's better half, Vita, aka her geeky side. Maybe check out her photography on her own Instagram of the same name. Evening all. Thanks very much for being here. We got Mark Mitchell. Mark Mitchell. I saw the Jungle Hunter Predator today, and I thought of Mitchell Lawrence and Mark Mitchell, and both of them have already pre-ordered that. Yeah, that was I'd say the quickest pre-order ever out the gates. So we got Geo here as well. We got the Caffeinated Comic Fan, and who else do we have? I'm just gonna scroll them down. We got Mike L as well. Hello from my drive to work. Oh man, you're working on Memorial Day as well. No rest for the wicked. Hope it's not too bad for you, and thanks very much for tuning in. Shout out to the 35 people watching live, much appreciated. We got Ryan Smith. Hey guys, looking forward to everyone's thoughts on the new Predator. We will be talking about that. We got a lot to talk about. We went from having nothing to talk about yesterday when I scheduled the stream to a lot. Obviously, I have Jim Collector here in the panel, and channel member as well. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Moose Stream. It is sold out. Who else do I have? I got Robert Field of Burn here as well. I'm just going on Angry Dog Hobby. The Predator figure is better than the old prototype last year, don't you think? I haven't done a side-by-side on them or anything like that, but from my recollection, the prototype does look better, and looks better than the 1.0, but maybe it's not as big a gap as, say, from the 1.0 Bane 2.0. That's just my go-to example for a good example of a 2.0. That 2.0 Bane is incredible. They definitely have made improvements from what I can see, but I'm looking forward to, as Ian pointed out in our group chat earlier on today, he's looking forward to when someone inevitably does a 1.0 2.0 comparison. I do have a point on that. I'm going to save it to when we're talking about it. Homo Collector UK, evening gents, 1300, not a whole figure, seems crazy to me. True, but it's not a half a 6 scale figure, it's a half a 1-to-1. Some people pay like 3-4 grand for these crazy busts. And as usual, of course, we got the link to the channel membership as a pinned comment in the chat. Stanley, where is Jose? Jose is on his way with his family, spending a bit of time with his family for Memorial Day. Why don't you message him, man? Like, follow him on Instagram. You can chat it up. He'll chat back to you, you know? Mitchell Lawrence, passing through. How you go, Mitchell? You no doubt has ordered the Predators. Do you like the Mission Impossible movies? How do I put this? Tom Cruise, he makes some great movies. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I respect that he's one of the last movie stars. Okay, I'll try to summarize this. I haven't seen them all. I saw the first one in 1996 in the cinema. Thought it was solid. Nothing to write home about. I saw the second one and I thought that was god awful. It was just in the midst of that kind of 90s, noughties, slow motion cheese ball. Absolutely detest it.
It's an acquired taste.
I'm guessing Eddie loves it.
You need that.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
I watched the third one just literally at this weekend, and I was like, okay, that was a better. And I'm told all these, Ghost Protocol and all that stuff to get better. So I'm going to watch them over the summer. Yeah, I've heard like. So like, I can't really. I liked the first one, didn't like the second one, like the third one. That's where I'm at with that.
My girlfriend, she hasn't watched any of them, and we watched 4 last night. I'm only gonna start her from 4 up because I feel like the first 3, like you said, like I feel like they're not as cool as the last 4. So
they haven't aged as well either.
Yeah.
Why have you put this message up on the screen, Shane? Jesus fucking Christ.
What? Oh no!
Jesus Christ!
Listen. This is what we do here.
I know.
Bring people with completely different opinions together, and every so often we get them in the right mood and just a little push. Fight! This is what we do, right? So,
listen. See, to be honest, I enjoy the Mission Impossible movies. I love the original.
But do you have them in 4K?
Not all of them. I've got a couple. But I like Ghost Protocol. I liked the last Final Reckoning. This other one, I think they tried too hard to piece the whole story together. It felt a little bit.
Is this the latest one that's in the cinema now?
Yeah. So I've seen that.
Oh, you've seen it already?
Yeah.
Cool.
And one of the stunts, Tom Cruise is an absolute lunatic. He's incredible. I have no idea how the biggest actor in the world
gets insurance.
Yeah. And what he does, when you understand the dynamics of what he does, I was actually blown away.
I actually that's like one of the things I really respect Tom Cruise for. That like a few little things like not releasing Maverick. And I could name we could all name a bunch of Tom Cruise movies that are good, but the fact that he's like, nope, this isn't going straight to streaming. I don't care about what's going on, the pandemic, whatever. We're holding off. This is going to be released in IMAX. It's going to be released in cinema. And I respect that. And it brought people back to the cinema. It was one of the best cinema going experiences I've had in the last 10 years. And I go to cinema a lot.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he does all those crazy stunts. And he's in his, he's 60 now? Is he 57? Or is he actually
62.
62. I like the way he looks after him and stuff like that. And the fact that he's got his pilot's license and helicopter license and that there's a P45 Mustang at the end of.
Yeah, he's got that.
He
does the stunt cool. on the plane that he can fly in this latest Mission Impossible. So he can fly quite a lot of planes. So yeah, he's
in an interview he mentioned that he wants to be doing this till he's 100. I'm like, at the rate he's going, he's probably gonna get there.
I think what they need to do is they're going to milk every single last bit of Wolverine out of Hugh Jackman. Fuck, that's a weird statement. And then he's going to do that till he's 90. And then Tom Cruise is going to do this stuff till they're 90. And then we get them to fight. My money is on Hugh Jackman, though, to be fair. But you never know. You never know. Okay.
Oh, I could write a script for that. The Zimmer Wars. That sounds good.
Yeah. Anyone else have Mission Impossible thoughts on Mission Impossible? Anyone a fan or not a fan? Or I'm looking forward. I'm glad Eddie said that he's going to start his girlfriend on the 4th one, because I just suspected just from the trailers and what I hear about from recommendations from friends that from Ghost Protocol onwards, they're like, no, they're really, really good. So I'm glad I've got the first 3 out of the way. And what's really annoying is I'm not sure if you have Apple TV, but like, you know, when you go onto like say Apple TV, if you want to watch a certain movie, I always thought like no matter what movie I wanted, it was there. But now with the streaming platforms and the different streaming studios having streaming platforms, a lot of them only have like their movies are exclusively on that platform and they don't put them on Apple, which is a bit annoying. And one of the cool things about Apple is you go on it and you select, okay, movie XYZ, and it directs you to some of the apps that you have on Apple. Like for example, instead of buying it on Apple, they might direct you, oh, this is on Prime, you can watch it, or this is on Netflix, whatever. That's pretty cool because it's instead of buying it. But I went on to watch it. I went on to Apple thinking worst case scenario I can rent it. You can't buy it on Apple, you can't rent it on Apple, and it directs you to something else that we don't have, like, you know. So it's like, yeah, I don't
They're all
really
on Prime.
Are they all on Prime?
Yeah.
And do you have to pay for them, or?
Well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, if you have a Prime membership, they're available.
Okay, I might try that. And I wonder, but sometimes even the Prime, the movie selection on Netflix America is different to Netflix Europe. But I could use a VPN as well. I want to watch those movies over the summer. Yeah, I want to watch all those movies because, yeah, it's just they're enjoyable. So all right, so. Okay, we'll just catch up with the chat and then I'll move on. So he's 63 on the 3rd of July. Actually born on the 4th of July, one of his movies. Pretty good movie from what I remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Thaddeus Meyer, all the way from Germany. It's cool. I like Fallout. I'm looking forward to watching them. MI3 with Philip Seymour Hoffman as the villain, and Fallout are my favorite. Yeah, man, rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, I've been watching it. He was a terror. He was kind of quite terrifying in certain scenes. It should be on Paramount Plus. I don't have Paramount Plus, but I probably will be getting it at some point over the summer because I want to see season 2 of 1923. It's hard to keep up.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I want to do that. Maybe I'll just binge them at the same time. Okay, right. Let's talk about something. All right, so we can unofficially talk about one thing already. Okay, so Jim, what do you want to speak about?
Good question. Do you want to start off with a game? Should we do Snap?
Okay, yeah, straight into it. Your call, man.
Yeah.
I don't think the Snap is going to be as feisty as last week, but I try to have some sort of a theme. So I'll just explain why I selected these particular ones. As we know, since Endgame, the hit ratio has been lower than the hit ratio has been lower than usual. Okay, there's kind of like there seems to be more misses than hits when it comes to the MCU. There has been moments of hope. There's had the Deadpool and Wolverine, there's Guardians 3, No Way Home. But there's kind of like a lot of I think people are kind of getting a bit like jaded and the standard isn't as good. I went to see Thunderbolts yesterday. It's not a masterpiece. I would not consider it excellent. But I would say it's a solid movie. It's not like I don't think it's a bad movie. I definitely come out going, that was awful, that was rubbish. And I think maybe it's a bit unfair to say okay. So my rating would be 2.5 to possibly 3 stars. I think I'd give it the benefit of the doubt. I think I'm going to give it 3. I didn't walk away from it thinking it's excellent, but I did not walk away thinking it's bad. I quite enjoyed it. There were some goofy parts, but there was also some parts which, okay, I wasn't expecting it to be this amount of depth in other parts. So that's kind of my premise. So I'm going to put this movie up against other movies which are kind of like not MCU bangers, but not the worst of the worst either. So that was my logic. Who on the panel has seen the Thunderbolts? Okay, Eddie. Okay, so we got some people to take back. Cool, we got some people. Okay, so all right. So if you just joined us, folks, I'm going to show 2 images to my panel and at least get a decision which one they're going to make disappear forever. They can never watch again. Okay, I'll start us off. These are the 2 movies, the last 2 MCU movies that are out. These are the last 2 I saw. I thought Captain America Brave New World was a bad movie. So this would probably be like a 1 star. I don't know if it even scraped the 2 stars. Maybe it was scraped the 2 stars if I was being generous. I think maybe 2 stars is the right way. But anyway, I would absolutely snap Captain America Brave New World because I thought Thunderbolts had a lot more to offer than that. Eddie, what do you think?
Okay, Thunderbolts is a better movie. But there are things I like in Captain America more. It's not. Yeah, that's hard. I like Captain America. I like Falcon as Cap, and I like Isaiah's character, and I really like Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. I just don't think they did it. They did the movie good enough. It could have been freaking amazing, dude. Because when he turns into Red Hulk, he looks sick as hell.
That's true.
Damn. I guess I'd have to snap Captain America: Brave New World. You hate to see it.
Okay, so on Memorial Day, man, they're gonna come for you, man. They're gonna come for you. So, Ian, have you seen either of these movies, or are you waiting for Disney Plus? Or
No, I've seen both these movies, and
what do you think?
I'm like you. For me, Thunderbolts, I thought, yeah, it's kind of 2.5. Without trying to piss you off, I'd probably say 2.75.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
So, but that would probably be my honest score off it. Captain America was a bit of a mess. You can tell from a directing and writing perspective, though that team was not on the same page. They just didn't talk to you. It was a hot mess. So, snapping
Okay, so
Captain America.
that's 2 for 2. But three of us deciding the same thing. Bob, have you seen either of these movies?
No. I'm not sure what that means. I can't really qualify to comment.
No, we're gonna move on to Philly here. We're gonna move on to Philly. I don't mind people hating on something unless they, but if you haven't seen it, that's nah. We're gonna move on. Sorry, Bob, you might be a little bit out of the loop.
No, my fault. My fault entirely.
No, you're all right. You're all right. Right? Look, cinema, man. You know how it is. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of paying all that money to see movies that are not particularly good. But I was pleasantly surprised yesterday. Philly.
It's funny you put these two films together because they could have easily been one film. I mean, Thunderbolt Ross is Thunderbolt Ross, Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
so I don't understand why they had to do this. I mean, they probably needed a villain for Cap, but Thunderbolts is the better of the two. I would definitely snap Captain America.
Okay. Moose is a fair point. Captain America: Brave New World should have started where it ended and gone on. I get what you're saying about that. That is fair. It's like the trailer is pretty much, told you the best bits nearly. Jim?
I haven't seen Captain America yet, to be honest, so probably can't participate. I can give a rating on Thunderbolts. I'd say a solid 3.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd say it was it's pretty good. I wouldn't put it excellent. It was a fun watch. It was a good watch. The only thing I want to see it again. I don't know what it is. The last 2 cinema viewings I've had have been disrupted by people that pay a lot of money to go watch a film to not watch the film. Instead, they're on their phones a lot.
Oh, like you are speaking my language.
It's put me off going to the cinema, even if it's a good film. To be honest,
can I tell you?
It just kind of ruins it.
Can I tell you a little story?
Yeah.
So during COVID, when they were, I'm not proud of this. I'm also not ashamed of it. It's just something I had to do. So like during COVID, the local cinema, I won't even say where it is. It's not in the town I'm living in now, because there's no new movies being made. And when they could open up again and there was social distancing, gaps between the seats and all that kind of stuff, because there's no movies, they started putting on the classics, to bring people back in. And they're showing the Dark Knight trilogy literally like one week, one the next week, one the third week. And I'd seen them all in the cinema in 2005, 2008 and 2012, but I was like, oh man, any chance I get, I want to go see these again. So plus like it's COVID, it was like what to do. So you get into the cinema and everyone's kind of spaced out, and there's these fucking 3 teenagers, man, and they are yapping on right from the start, and they're being assholes. They're like, they're being loud. They're kind of like they're moving seat to seat. They're not settled, and it goes on for the whole trailers and it goes into the movies. To the point where like they were throwing popcorn at like these other girls, like I don't know, did they know them or whatever, in front of them. So everyone's settled down. It becomes really obvious. Like there's only like 12 people in the cinema, including these 3, and everyone's settling down. And people are like, are these people going to actually watch the movie? And the opening scene comes on. This is Dark Knight Rises now. So like I'm like, Do not ruin this for me. I've been waiting along. So we've got the masks on. We're all dressed like Bane at The Dark Knight Rises. And I just straight laced. I don't move. I just go, shut the fuck up. There wasn't a peep out of them for 2 hours. I thought I was going to get thrown out of the cinema though, because some guy got up 2 minutes later and I'm like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And no, he's just going to go to Jackson. There was just peace for like 2 hours. It was great. It was yeah. I think maybe in a bigger cinema, someone else would have done it. But it was just funny because there were so few of us. But fuck me, that's so annoying, man. And you're right. People go on their phone. People like come in late, and it's like, just stay at home. Just stay at home. Do something else. Like, don't be ruining everyone else's experience. But anyway, okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, sorry. Can I just ask one thing? This is a bit of a weird thing to say. What's the story with like Sebastian Stan's hair? Like, I don't know. Like, okay, do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, he shaved.
Like,
shaved
that's a
his
wig,
head.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a wig. Okay, so that's a bad wig. And what about Winter Soldiers? Like Winter Soldier, like when the coolest look he has in the first Winter Soldier, is that his? Did he grow his hair out? Is that real hair? Because it looks like real hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Are you trying to say Sebastian Stan's on holiday with Phil in Turkey?
No. I mean, this is a wig, yeah. It's like because it's too.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's getting an implant.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But like, I'm looking at that hair. I'm like, okay, the artisan that the Winter Soldier version. Like he had that Kurt Cobain thing going on. The right kind of length, the right amount of cleanliness / dirt. It was just kind of cool looking. But then
I'm with you, like, Shane. It'll look weird.
It looked weird.
With you. Yeah.
And like Florence Pugh next to him, it's like, girl, you should have brushed your hair. And that fella there, he's brushing his hair too much. He looks like an ad for Vidal Sassoon. Like, it's like, what? I don't know, man. Like, it's yeah. I don't know.
Is he doing another movie that he's got a shaved head, or
must be?
He had the similar hairstyle in the biography with Tommy Lee Jones and Pam Anderson. So maybe it's just his hair. His hair is not naturally straight, and it looks like it got ironed on. So maybe that was the case.
Yeah, it looked weird, man. His best look still remains the Winter Soldier. They just kind of nailed the look. And Florence Pugh, like, they really do a good job of like she's an attractive woman, but she's really like it's like they made her hair as unkempt as they possibly could before they started filming. I get like she's a secret agent or whatever, like, but yeah. Okay, so I selected this one on purpose because look, I know Ian's a fan of the Tom Holland trilogy, so am I, but I think we can all agree No Way Home is the best one. I would personally put Homecoming second and this third, but I don't like hate this movie or anything. I just think the other two are better movies. I think the two movies on the screen now are both 3-star movies. I wouldn't give them any more or less than that. But I would snap Thunderbolts here and keep Far From Home, because I still thought like there was parts of Far From Home I liked. Kind of how he was dealing with Tony. It's a weird thing to like in a movie, but it's post-Endgame, how he's dealing with the death of Tony and stuff like that. And yeah, so I don't know what you thinking. What would you snap here?
Everything you said. So, but I think I rate Spider-Man a bit more than you do compared to Thunderbolts. I think it's a fair bit better for me.
It has an edge.
It's got that edge. There's a connective tissue in terms of the overall 23 movie MCU that you shouldn't judge it on that, but yeah, you should, because if you judge a trilogy, this is a full arc. So I think it's done well. I like all three actors that are here. I think it was better produced for me. So yeah, I would actually give this one certainly a star more, or 0.75 stars more.
Okay.
But yeah, snapping Thunderbolts.
What about yourself, Bob? I know you haven't seen Thunderbolts, but have you seen Far From Home, or would you give a rating for it?
Yeah. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but really enjoyed it, like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Thunderbolts would have to be pretty special for me to prefer it.
Yeah. Okay.
From what I've heard, it won't be, but yeah, I'll wait till it's on Disney and then make a judgment.
Right. And what about yourself, Eddie? You're not a fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I don't think, no?
People like Far From Home? That's a thing? This
I knew
movie
this
is
was coming.
enjoyed by people. Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is, yeah. It is.
Yeah, I don't care for Tom Holland as Spider-Man at all. Other than Civil War. I thought that was cool, but
You didn't like No Way Home? You don't think that's a well-made movie, no?
no. I like the fan service it gives me, but no.
Man,
Don't like
that is
No Way Home at all.
shocking.
So
Okay.
You don't
Philly?
like
Easy snap.
Homecoming? No? Don't
No.
like that?
I don't like any of them, dude.
He's what you call that dude who was like 4D playing Spider-Man? What's the man? Fucking- the dude, the youth pastor, the
The youth pastor?
fucking
Yeah.
Tobey
youth
Maguire?
pastor. Tobey Maguire. Sorry, yeah, it's Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
Toby is awesome because he's my childhood, but I think Andrew's the best.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Philly.
I'll be going against the grain here. Far From Home was the lesser of my all three favorites. Maybe because it was right after Endgame that you had high expectations. But going into Thunderbolts, I had really low expectations, so I did enjoy it more than Far From Home, which is really weird. But that's usually how things work out, anyways.
Yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people are expecting Captain America 4 to be better than the Thunderbolts, but I think from what I've heard, it seems to be that the Thunderbolts is considered more well received. And Jim. I think you're muted, Jim.
Buddy.
Is he still muted? We can't hear you, Jim. We're losing him. I'm just gonna. Here we go.
I'm
Rogue
muted.
One's photography. Have a great show, everyone. Thanks very much for catching us live from Turkey. And Feel the Burn says, "Send Far From Home straight to hell."
Wow.
Man, passion. Wow, I didn't think there was major hate on it. I'm learning something new every day. Jim.
Sorry, I was muted there. I didn't even realize. I'm gonna snap Far From Home. I didn't hate it per se. It
Straight
was
out.
alright. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing. It was like a standard Marvel movie. You know, that kind of like mid-level. Thunderbolts I enjoyed, despite the bad viewing experience. So I think I'd rewatch that more. Even No Way Home. I've only watched that twice. I think I haven't felt the need to watch it. I rewatch it more than that, or I think I'd rewatch Thunderbolts a few times.
I really thought No Way Home was, for me, that was a 5-star movie. I thought it was really well put together, the way it all came together.
Certain bits could have been better, I thought.
What would you change?
Yeah.
No, what would you change?
What would I change? So some of the beats that they did with the Goblin, I liked a lot of what they did. Wasn't a huge fan of that ending. I didn't love everything that he did with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in it as well. Because I'm a bit like Eddie, like
really?
Tom Holland. I've blanked on his name now. Tobey Maguire is my childhood Spider-Man, but I really like Andrew Garfield. I think he got a bit hard done by, to be honest. I would have loved to have seen a third film with him, so that would have been good.
I just thought.
I don't know. The fan service was great, but it was a little bit
Toby should be
too much.
Sorry, go on.
And I didn't love what they did with Doc Ock either. I thought that was a bit. Yeah.
You didn't like what in general that they fixed him, or?
Yeah, I didn't like the plot beats that they went through with him, of that kind of a redemption.
All right.
Same with
okay.
Electro as well. I feel like they could have played on that a bit more.
What you mean you didn't like the way they made him cool? Because he was fucking shit in that other movie, I'll tell you that.
No, I liked him in the other one. I thought he was good in that.
Sorry.
See?
We're never going to see eye to eye in that one.
No,
the
I don't
blue
think
and
so.
all the kind of You know that trope of the kind of, oh, I'm so geeky and everyone bothers me and now I'm a villain. Do you know? They've seen that a million times
Jim,
before.
his character is so bad that Sideshow still has an Electro in stock right now.
It does not.
Even now.
Yeah, they found
If it's the
one.
last one, maybe I'll buy it then.
Yeah, listen, that figure is the epitome of bargain bin. That is
It's still
You're
sitting.
t-
I
are
think
you talking about
Black one.
the Electro from
the first appearance. Yeah,
the first. Yeah,
They-
from
Yeah.
the black
Spider-Man
Blue.
2?
suit. The black suit
Oh,
with
right.
it that looks nothing like Electro.
Yeah.
it looks like they found one in the warehouse and they put it up for sale. They keep emailing me if I want to buy it. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I see. I don't know. I'm like, this is one of those things that it's like, you pick your Bond or you pick your Batman, and if you don't choose the one that people like, they give you shit for. But my one should be Tobey Maguire because I grew up with those movies, but I cringed my way through them as a teenager, and I still cringe my way through them now. Do you know what it is? It's part of it is like even the design of certain things. Like the design of the Goblin always reminded me of Power Rangers, which I never got and I didn't like. And
I think
I
me
don't
and
know,
Eddie were just the right age for those films.
yeah, there's definitely that
we're
is a
about the
factor
same
as well.
age, yeah.
But I wasn't older though. I was when
No,
did,
is that
Spider-Man
true,
come out?
though? Let me
2002?
challenge that.
What?
Let me challenge that because you look
Yeah, I
at
suppose I would have been 18.
you look at 89 Batman, you look at Predator. People, that go back and like it's not about the right age, it's the movie.
That's a fair point because, like, when I was watching the Predator movies, it would have been in what's that, 87. I would have been 4. I wasn't watching them until the 90s, but because of the standard, they still held up, like. But yeah,
We talked about we had a chat about the trilogies and the Dollars trilogy, and I think deep down I don't want to admit it, it's certainly in my top 3, and that's way before I was born, without anybody taking the piss. But but it's cinematic masterpieces, so I don't know.
you got X-Men Supreme here. Hey, sorry I'm late. No need to apologize. Was busy playing the artisan Jack Sparrow. Good stuff. Okay, so who else needs to go on this? Is everyone gone? Okay, and the third one, still the Thunderbolts. It's an easy one for me. I really like the Guardians trilogy, and I liked this third one. I thought it had a lot of heart and just tied up the trilogy nicely. So I got to snap the Thunderbolts on this one. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think it was a good round off to that one. I'd gone off on tangent. Me and Lucy, we went to see the midnight showing of the first one, and that was just epic. Everything, we've just got so many good memories of that, and I think they carried it on and they put a lot of emotion into this movie. As an overall arc, this is an easy one for me, Shane. So yeah, snapping Thunderbolts.
What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, snap Guardians.
Wow.
This
really
is
like the
3
Thunderbolts.
though. No,
Yeah.
I didn't like Thunderbolts that much. 3 is a joke.
You,
1
you
is
don't like-
amazing.
You didn't like 3?
Probably one of the best MCU movies. 2's okay. It's not as good as the first one, and 3 is. Yeah, this is James Gunn. Yeah, he's a joke. I don't like
Eddie,
him.
sometimes I think we have the same taste, and then you drop bombs like that, and it blows my mind.
Okay, in Guardians 3, he's in space and his head fucking explodes. He is in space in 1 and his head is fine. It's like James Gunn is a joke about himself. He's Taika Waititi all over again with Thor,
did
and
he,
he's gonna make DC a joke.
Did he not
and I
have the
hate him.
mask? He didn't have the mask or something. Which one?
He didn't have the mask in the first one. His head didn't fucking explode and look all stupid like that.
The first one, he was still had the
No, he
the
didn't
powers
have
of his
anything
dad,
in the
right?
first
Didn't he
one.
lose that in the second one?
He gave it to Gamora in the first one. He's completely out in the middle of space and he just freezes. But in this one, it's just, I know that's not a big part of the movie, but it's just goofy little things like that. It's like
If it
this
irritates
dude's
you, it
a
irritates
joke.
you.
When I see like, say like, if I say something, let's say if I say something's like a 5-star and it's a masterpiece and yada yada, I would still accept that no movie is perfect. There's still little bits that go against it. So it's like all the stuff that goes in the right direction goes into me giving it that grade. But there still might be a few things that are going the wrong direction. They're just wrong. But once the overwhelming majority of stuff is in the right direction, that's why I give it like a 4 or 5. That's not something I'd personally bring it down for. But like, I suppose if it bothered you enough,
It's him shoehorning Nathan Fillion into anything that he can is another thing.
What did he play in? Oh, he was in number 3, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's not in the other ones. He's in number 3.
Was he in number 3?
He was just a
Yeah, he was
random
like
guy
a
in
captain, like one of those guard captains.
He was
yeah.
in when they all wear the big suits and stuff like that.
Drax is unbearable in this movie. Drax is funny in the first one. He's subtly dark, like dry humor. In this, he just becomes stupid, dude.
Man,
And the way him and Mantis play off each other, it's crap. The only good thing about 3 is Rocket's story, which is amazing. And
that for
if
me,
it didn't have
what
that,
3 is. That is the main
that alone.
but
focus
the
of it, you know what I mean?
character
So-
is stupid. The bad guy is stupid. It's bad.
I didn't really like him, but he's a bad guy. Not supposed to either, you know. So
Yeah, but you just made that comment about Electro, and it's like the same thing.
oh no,
He's
but
goofy.
he was a shit bad guy.
So
Are
was
we saying
this
the same
one.
thing about
What
different
did he
characters?
even do?
Sympathetic.
Are we saying the
If you go back
the
and
same
watch
thing with
Guardians
different
3,
characters?
what did this guy even do?
But he did torture all those little all his friends.
Animals?
That was pretty. That was
Oh my
good.
God.
Like that was good. No, but that was good. That was like that made me hate him. Do you know what I mean? They are people in the MCU. They have personalities, Eddie, and he like killed all his family. Like, come on, that definitely gets you right there in the heartstrings. It's like John Wick, man. You don't mess with his dog. Do you know? Philly, are you gonna snap? What you gonna snap?
I would, yeah, it's a close call, but I definitely snap Thunderbolts. I mean, Guardians 3 did have its holes. It's not the best of the 3, but it still had a lot of heart, and you just with the Rocket story alone was definitely worth it. So,
And Jim,
Yeah, I would snap Thunderbolts. I really like Guardians 3, and I feel like ever since Guardians 1, they've been trying to kind of recreate the good film with the ragtag crew, but they haven't quite nailed it since that.
but I suppose after 1, they're not a ragtag crew. They're actually a team. There's look different.
Yeah,
or whatever,
true.
So maybe that's okay. Philly, what you wanna talk about?
let's go Predator.
Okay, right. Straight into it. So, the Predator. All right. So, just there's 2 versions of this. This is from the 1987 movie Predator. The first one. This is the Jungle Hunter 2.0. They've made some additions or upgrades. There's a deluxe version, and there is a regular version as well. Now, if I just click on here, we'll be able to show you the differences. So, from what I understand, the deluxe version is $340, and it comes with an additional Predator mask concept art version, a jungle-themed diorama base, and 2 skull accessories. And then the regular for $300 comes with everything you see here, minus the deluxe version stuff in red. And this is due to ship sometime between April, I suppose Q2 of next year and the end of Q3. So it could be arriving as early as 11 months or as late as 17 months. Philly, what do you think?
Looks great. I do own the Predators classic version, which technically it's a version of the 1.0, but there was a 1.0 before that. That's at least 15 years old. That came out a while back. There's a lot of debate right now. I'm reading a lot of the comments that some of the stuff that they're mentioning in there does not reflect the prototype. Like, for one, it says articulated eyes, and I'm looking closely. It does not look like the eyes articulate. I might be wrong, but there's more people that think the same way. And the body, it says a newly developed body. It looks the same as the one, because I do have the classic one, and it looks exactly the same. So I don't know if they didn't just haven't had time to finish the prototype, and they're going to eventually deliver on those new upgrades down the line. But we're not sure, and it's causing a lot of speculation. And for me,
I think this is one that you're going to see about, like, you know, the video thing, they give a little update thing and then release it the next day. I think you're going to see this on this.
I think so too. So, but yeah, I already own the classic one, which is similar to this one. But you know, I'm a big Predator fan, so I think I'm going to add this to the collection and then do like a sort of a diorama display on the other one. So,
Do you have the 1.0?
the classic one from Predators, which is, I think technically this is a 3.0, but yeah, I have the 1.0, the one that came out in 2010,
The one that's just
2011.
branded Predators, but kind of looks like the Jungle Hunter. Basically.
Classic, exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha. What do you think of the mask, Philly?
Well, it
The
says it was
concept.
part concept. Yeah, I remember seeing some concept drawings, but I don't remember seeing this mask. I think you know what? Yeah, it was a concept, and they end up using it in Predator 2. I like it. It's cool. I mean, it reminds me sort of like this like Celtic Predator in a way. So I like
would you
they added
display
those
it?
extras. Yeah, I mean, I have the Celtic one. I have the Scar one, and it's like a kind of like you know, Batman cowls. It's kind of cool to collect all these masks because they're pretty interesting, each individual one.
Cool. Eddie, what do you think? You're Schwarzenegger and 80s, and this should be right up your alley, no?
Yeah, when I saw the prototype and they were gonna come out with a new one, I was excited. And then when I saw this go up yesterday, I was like, oh, dope. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, sick. And my first thought was like, it's not as green camoed as the one that they showed, and I didn't love that. So I was like, oh, cool, they fixed it. I didn't really look into detail at everything, and then, you know, now that well, I mean, I watched Dean Knight's video on it, and he's talking
don't
about
do
what's
that.
wrong with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I watched it as well.
I mean, you can't argue with him. I guess he's like, he goes into depth on these things, so he knows what he's talking about. But
Yeah,
to me,
100%.
it still looks cool. Like, yeah, I'm still gonna get it. I'm hoping that this is more of a case of like, they were too lazy to make a good prototype, so they're using the prototype as solicitation photos, and it's like, we're gonna see a lot of upgrades hopefully when it actually comes out. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see.
They kind of did that with the feral one, so yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but then the feral one, like, they upgraded the kind of main thing, took away that seam on the under the rib cage, which is fantastic. But then they got like things, they dropped the ball on things which, like, I'm getting that, I want that, I'm looking forward to it. But they dropped the ball on things that are basic, like the colors of the hands, the lack of detail in the feet, and the mandal has been slightly different color to the body. Like things like that. That's just simple stuff that they shouldn't be messing around on. Or messing up on, and they don't. Yeah, they're not, you know. But like, look for this here. This is my favorite Predator movie, followed by Prey, and this is my favorite Predator design, followed by the Feral Predator. It just grew on me. More and more I watch it, the more and more I like it. This is definitely coming home. It's the definition of a triple threat. Like, you know, love the source material, love the character, and love this particular version. And this is, I will go deluxe on this, but it's not for the concept art thing. I couldn't care less about the concept art thing. I recognize that it looks cool, but I'm never going to display it with that. It's going to be displayed with the mask, or it's going to be displayed with the unmasked with the mandibles. Fantastic that we now have the separate rolling eyeballs function, which is pretty much standard now, unless you're Commander Cody 2.0. Interchangeable mandibles, fantastic. The fact that this is LED light up with a USB powered, the little targeter, that's something I'm going to go through the effort in wiring up, the same as this in the Feral Predator. I love the inclusion of the spine. It's just, I just love the inclusion on that. And I agree with Philly, I agree with Eddie. I hope that they were too lazy to do a proper prototype and they do the upgrades. But it's the main point I want to make is that we have seen them do so many different times. They'll do a DX19, and then they'll do the Dark Knight Rises or the Dark Knight Armory with the upgraded version of the bodies, and they'll show a direct comparison of the DX19 alongside the new DX19 style batsuit from either the Dark Knight Rises armory or the Dark Knight armory. They will do the same thing from like the Bane 2.0 and the 1.0 to advertise it. They're doing the same thing for the Chrome Mando and its predecessor. If this is an upgraded body, why don't they do the direct comparison? Why
Yeah,
not
that's a good
now?
point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So maybe you're absolutely right. Maybe they're saying upgraded body. They intend on doing an upgraded body, and if I've heard Dean Knight made a point that he couldn't see if they're moving eyes or not, the same as Philly, and I think he was saying it to Justin as well. So hopefully the rolling eyes is good and the body does look better, and we get one of those drops and upgrade drops. But look, either way, this will probably be the best licensed 1/6 scale Jungle Predator. Even if it's like this, it's still probably marginally better than the 1.0. So yeah, I'm in on this. I gotta. I don't have the same eye for the character like Dean Knight does. His attention to detail is, it's hard to argue. But it says in the video, he goes, if you don't have, the 1.0 of this, then obviously you're going to be excited about this. So that's a fair point. So yeah, I'm in on this. This is coming home. Who wants to chime in on this?
Yeah, I'm definitely in on this as well. I did have a question on the updated body thing because people are saying it's the same one, and I just don't know or not. But I was looking at old reviews, and in the original classic, you can see a seam line in his torso. I can't see that in this, so I just wondered if by like updated body they mean like it's a silicone seamless torso.
So
now,
they just
rather
mean there's
than-
no joint underneath the rib
That's
cage, the
what
same
that's
as
the
the
only thing I
original Fire
wondered.
Predator. Maybe that's it.
So-
Yeah, 'cause I can't see the joint there. I can see the joints
So
in the
that's-
shoulders and the elbows. Though.
Yeah. they
Well,
look
the
same.
1.0 does not have a joint there. It's a solid,
Oh, right.
hard body.
Doesn't it?
So
I
maybe,
thought it did.
no, it doesn't. It's I can grab it for you if you want to look at it, but it's solid, and there's a joint. Their articulation is very limited. Their joint is in the waist and in the arms, but there's no in between that. So I'm thinking they're gonna probably do like a silicone over a plastic body, and it's gonna be like squishy, kind of like the feral. That's my only guess.
Okay, interesting. I could have sworn I saw a joint in Dean's video of his because I have the classic
Might
one
be
like you
it
do,
might be
Philly,
the
and
older one. I don't know the older one, but the one I
That
got, I
builder.
have.
a put together
Yeah.
one because they used to do put together predators, didn't they? Where you like have to physically build them. From what I remember,
was-
similar
yeah,
to the
the really
aliens,
old
they used to
ones.
have them as
Yeah.
well.
They're like
Yeah.
kits.
Yeah.
So it could be like that. Okay, cool. I did wonder about that. The eyes I thought definitely look painted on when he zoomed in.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, go on.
And with people talking about the spiky things on his eyebrows, I can't remember what they're called. And it's interesting because when he zoomed in, you can see they're molded on, but not painted. Kind of similar to like the Jack Sparrow issue we had with his hands, where they had the mold lines from old sculpts, but they hadn't painted in the leather straps. So it's an interesting thing that they put together. But I'm definitely excited for this, and it's coming home. Hopefully they'll.
I'm gonna
show
zoom
us
me
more
in,
pictures
Shane.
later.
Yeah, it's solid. It's not doesn't really move. It's just the torso is just
Okay.
hard.
I do.
So
I
this
like
means
the broken mask on that one, Philly. Like the with where you can see its eye through. I used to think that was really cool.
Yeah, that's the one I have. It's really cool.
Yeah, awesome.
so that sounds like Eddie's in on it. I'm in on it. Philly's in on it. Jim. So that's 4 of us. What about Bob and Ian? Any thoughts on this, either of you?
Well, for me, I already ordered it. I ordered the regular, not the deluxe. I absolutely have no passion for that concept mask, and the diorama is disappointing. I'm
What-
getting
can
all the
you-
negatives right out the way first.
I have a point on that. Can you elaborate on that if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Why is it disappointing?
So the both bases, the dioramas are too small. They're not wide enough when you consider how big this guy is meant to be, and he looks awkward. I don't think you can pose that right with the base. And then the two skulls, they should have just been part of the diorama or base anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's, and I know people say, "Oh, it's only $40 more." Well, you know, it's $40. It's just sitting in the box. I've got 200 figures maybe like that I've got stuff that just sit in the box and I don't use it. So that for me, I'm just never going to use that. And the quality of the base is, they've really cheaped out. I'm totally on board with Dean Knight on this. I think it's crap. I really do. I look at something similar, and I've got the Endor Princess Leia I'm looking at with Wicket. That is like 10 times better, the base. And how long ago did we get that? It looks so much better. So much better. So for me, I just wouldn't use it. However, I'm so happy that we've got this. And on the shelf, and I know a lot of people have pointed out the faults or inaccuracies. And I get that, and hopefully Hot Toys will do their thing. I still think on the shelf it'll look awesome, but nobody's talking about the biggest thing. It's still not a true 1/6 scale figure of Predator. It's an inch too short. And
You're right.
That
and that's what
Yeah.
I want. That's what I wanted from the 2.0. It's 1 inch too short. It's
Man.
not to scale, and
That's annoying.
that's what's pissed me off.
And if they do
And
it
they
Dutch,
could have
then-
easily done it because the Berserker Predator was bigger too. So they
Yeah.
have the body.
Interesting. That is a bit of a bollocks. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Predator. Sorry, wrong button. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, we're doing the talking about the 1987. Look, you know what, Ian? I accept all your points on the base, and I made the same points in the video. I'm probably still going to get the base though, or maybe we'll see how the base for the Feral Predator works out. Like, just to be really, really clear, just in case people haven't watched the video, what they made, it was like I would prefer an environmental scene-specific diorama base over a just normal sand base or square base or oval base with the name on it any day of the week. But they got to do them right. And some of the ones that I really like are just behind me. I'll just, again, you know what I'm going to say here probably if you watch the channel. The ones that come with the original troopers, the Death Star light up environmental wall, that's a perfect example of a base done well. It's scene specific, it suits the stormtroopers or whoever. I have Luke there, I know that's not scene specific, but anyway. Or that's the other side of me here, the Final Swing No Way Home suit with the snow-capped, rooftop diorama with the ladder and stuff like that. It's environmental. Or the Bespin Luke one. But I find that sometimes they kind of do it half-arsed. They give you a diorama base and it's environmental and make an effort to make it look like a scene from the movie, but then they're so small you're limited to how you pose them. They kind of nearly have to pose straight up and down, or if you see behind me with the Iron Man there, the only way to pose that Mark III 2.0 on the Ironmonger base with the space available, it's more or less straight up and down. You're just kind of standing there, heroic pose, whatever. So the workaround is that you bend the knee and you get 1 foot on it. Now, I really like that pose and all like that, but I have to be kind of a bit creative about what I do. So I think if they're doing these bases, keep the environmental parts. And what I mean by environmental specifically is if you look at the base, you have some of the wood and then some of the little spears that Arnie, I believe he makes them and he ties them on because that's part of the trap, and that's smart. Or like, the waxy kind of leaves and stuff like that. I actually quite like that, but just give us a bit more floor space where you can actually pose the guy standing up in different types of poses. That's all I'd want. Like, they're nearly there. They're just kind of doing things half-arsed, like the USBs, the lightsabers. They're powering them by USB, but they're not great. So hopefully they actually just eventually develop them into like the Neo LED technology or whatever. But I'm still excited about this. But who wants to go on this? Bob, anyone else wants to weigh in on this?
I didn't mind. I'll start on base. It reminds me of the Ahsoka base that we got on the black suited Ahsoka.
The DX21.
Yeah. Just impossible to kind of put the figure well on it.
1 foot.
Agree about the height thing. I think wasn't the guy almost 7 foot or even over 7 foot? But But
I think he was very
other than the
tall.
base, yeah, I think the base looks a bit kind of Hornby train set at the moment. Needs a bit of work. And I just thought as well. I mean, I love the spine, like you're saying. I think the blood and the shine on the spine looks great. Perfect.
Okay.
I would just say it doesn't, in my eyes, and I know it's early days yet. If you put it next to the feral predator that's just been released, I would think the feral one would outshine it on in your display.
As in
Just
because
because it just looks.
they've newly developed it.
Yeah, well, I just think it looks. I thought in a couple of poses this one just looks a bit clanky. It just doesn't look as polished. But I appreciate we haven't seen the final thing yet. But
I think we could be onto something there. I know it's wishful thinking, but I think in this case, they might actually drop the one of those upgrade,
yeah,
collection of photos where they upgrade things and make it look better. I think possibly. All right, I just want to address some of the chats here. Ryan, channel member, commander, respect the lore. 16 figure focus. Shane, Metallica in Dublin next year. I'm not the biggest Metallica fan, man. I gotta say, like I'm not, but I'm a big music fan, and the window of me getting to see them live is getting smaller and smaller. So I think, like, as a piece of rock history, I would like to see them live just once. So possibly, still haven't got my tickets to 9 Inch Nails yet. But thanks for being here. Stealth Suit Cap 2.0. That's a 2.0, not a reissue like this Predator, and they call it 2.0. So Stealth Suit Cap 2.0, that's a 2.0, not a reissue like this Predator, and call it 2.0. Well, they have done upgrades on this. I would still argue this is a 2.0, but not the greatest example of a 2.0. They're going to give you the rolling eyes in this. The 1.0 didn't have that. That's an upgrade. The mask is now USB powered. That's an upgrade. I'm getting the paint applications will be better. The body portion, I do think it is 2.0. Maybe it's not the best example of a 2.0, so I'm going to just disagree a little bit with you on that. Striker47, how are you doing? He says, I'm so glad to pre-order this Predator I've been waiting for a long time to go up. Just need them to create the Predator from Predator 2. Good stuff. Maybe they will. Yeah, there's still time for improvements. Mitchell Lawrence is getting it anyway. I have the original, but I would still buy the normal version. Mitchell Lawrence is saying, watch this film in my childhood, a must-have for me. Already pre-ordered. Yeah, no doubt. If no one complains, like the fixed black suit, they will leave it like this. So maybe people should start the hashtag. I don't know, upgrade the Predator. So Dutch has been coming now, has been coming now, especially to have Arnold's likeness. Yeah, and they're doing a lot of Arnie again, so you could be onto something. This Predator is awesome. I don't own any Predators. I was waiting for them to do this one, so it's an instant PO. I'm confused as why the feral Predator is 400 reused parts, I'd say, man. Because the feral would be a different shape. I'd imagine it's reused parts and it's cheaper. Just guessing. The diorama base has film Easter eggs, which will come in handy if we get Dutch. Yeah, fair point. Okay, so what do we want to talk about? Bob, did you pick the Predator? Or no, sorry, I think Philly.
No, I didn't. I would have. I think that was a great choice.
I think Philly picked that, didn't he? Eddie, what do you want to talk
about? Thorin is probably the most exciting thing for me on the list. So
cool. All right, let's have a look at him. There's not much to go on, but
yeah.
So this guy is from The Hobbit, isn't it? Yeah, take it away, Eddie.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
He's the king in The Hobbit. The king under the mountain. And I've been excited that they're doing The Hobbit ever since they teased him. And it's been a long time. I thought he was supposed to be the next figure up for pre-order, and they put up a few before him. So I'm just excited that we're getting him. I think it looks really good. I love The Hobbit. I love dwarves, especially, so I'm a big fan of it, and more Lord of the Rings stuff. I know people are kind of upset that they're showing him before they're doing Gimli or finishing the Fellowship, but I mean, hopefully they finish the Fellowship. I'm not gonna say, oh, they're 100% gonna do it, but just hopefully it does. But I'm still excited to see The Hobbit too, because I love The Hobbit, and like I said, I love the dwarves, and Thorin's really cool. I wouldn't need all the dwarves from The Hobbit. Thorin would be cool, and then If they do whatever the bad guy's name is, like something with an A. If they do him, that would be cool. If they do Bilbo, younger Bilbo would be cool. But I'm excited for it. I'm gonna pre-order it for sure. So it's been a while since I've pre-ordered
Man,
an Inart figure. So
you're so unpredictable, man. Okay, this guy has a sword. You're gonna like him. I get that. You like swords.
yeah,
But like,
I'm noticing that, dude.
yeah,
They have
it's
swords.
like just when I think I have you, like, it's kind of like what Jim said earlier on. Just when I think I've got Eddie's taste figured out, I just don't. You know, it's like you never seen Braveheart, and I was like, watch Braveheart, and then you come in the next week, you're like, oh, that was amazing, loads of swords.
Braveheart's great.
Yeah, so Gladiators probably floats your boat as well.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch what's the one with Brad Pitt where he plays?
Oh, I
Achilles?
love that fucking movie.
Troy. Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
kinda
probably
getting
one
it.
of my top tier ones. Apparently,
Yeah.
people don't feel the same way about that movie as me. I didn't know that it was.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't put it in the same category as Braveheart or Gladiator now, but I still enjoyed
No, it's not a classic, but for me, it's a classic, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love. Yeah, if it's a dope ass like fantasy dude with a sword, I'm probably gonna like it. Odds are I'm gonna like it. So.
it. This is why people are saying, like, this looks like a real person,
Yeah, dude.
and this is why people are
That's good.
saying that Inart are better, because they look like real people. And then we're like, as much as the Predator looks, and okay, you can't really compare because that's actually like a fictional character, but like there is more realism in their prototypes and products a lot of the time. They just have the edge, I think, because of the rooted hair and the realism and the little details they have. And you know, like I'm a big fan of Hot Toys as well, but I do think they have the edge. And like images like this, even though it's a prototype, like the Predator is a prototype. It's very hard to compare like a prototype of an alien creature which was based on like Stan Winston practical effects from 1987 to something like this. But yeah, I gotta say though, I'm not a fan of the Hobbit, Eddie. Like, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but when I saw the movies I was like, these are incredible, they're just so well done, well told. But I didn't get the same X factor when I watched
Yeah,
the Hobbit. Did you read the book, or like did you like it beforehand, or is it just
I tried.
right?
I'm not a
so
big reader, so.
But are you more into this then? Would you say you like gravitate towards this more than a lot of people because you like the medieval swords and fancy?
Yeah,
and, like,
medieval, and then the dwarves. Like, if I could grow a beard, I would have a fucking beard, but I can't grow one. I'm into like, dudes that drink beer and fight, and
oh man,
they have
leprechauns!
fun and-
You fucking love Ireland, Eddie. Move over here.
They're
We got a
cool
load
to
of
me.
short dudes who do that. Yeah.
So it's just the kind of shit that I'm into. So
Yeah.
I really like them. People don't like them, and we went through this whole thing on CW because, Zach's like a meta fan of Lord of the Rings, and he doesn't love the Hobbit. He loves the Hobbit, but he doesn't love it the way he loves Lord of the Rings. And there was this guy that made this whole cut that like puts the movie together better, and I think the Hobbit has like an extended version the same way Lord of the Rings does. So there's that, but he took out some of the goofy bits of it, so they were watching that for like a month on CW, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. I like all of them though. I've never not liked them.
This does look incredible though, I gotta say. Yeah, and I remember this character. I quite liked him. But no, I look, it's just not in my wheelhouse. But anyone else want to weigh in on this? Anyone else getting this, or have any strong opinions on it?
I'm not picking this up, but I just wanted to weigh in on what you were saying about the realism on Inart there, Shane. Just like, and I think it's in their small details. Like, this sounds stupid, but like the eyebrows, like the way they do eyebrows looks more realistic on their figures than like say on the Hot Toys, where they generally look a bit softer. So like this as well, it's photographed in good lighting, it's a nice photo, but it's those small details I think for Inart that kind of tip them over the edge in terms of realism, and that's what I really like from what I see from most of their products.
Yeah, like I still think the Aragorn prototype images, that was like some of the best prototype 1/6 scale images I've ever seen. I just thought it was incredible. There's just something that Eddie said there about completing the Fellowship. I mean, they've got Gandalf, Legolas up for pre-order. They said they're going to do a Gimli. We saw those images of, I think it's a 4 hobbits we saw. So really, like, they're leaning towards doing all those characters. The only one we've heard nothing about is Boromir. Sean Bean's character. That would complete the Fellowship, wouldn't it? If assuming that they actually do the Gimli like they said they would, and do the 4 hobbits like they teased us,
Yeah.
whatever they were. So it's Boromir's the only one. Is that the only one we're missing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From memory, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Shane, here's the thing. I don't know. Do we? I'm going to play devil's advocate because I've got several Inart figures.
Mike, Eddie would have loved me in my 20s. That's back to the beer comment. Yeah, that's good. Go on, sorry.
I'm thinking about this Thorin, that we're judging a figure by something that's very manipulated. This image. So
You're right.
Yeah, let's see this under natural light. I always like to. I wish somebody would just.
I'll counter that though.
Here's
When
the thing though.
when they do run through and you do get the products are pretty bloody strong too.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not disagreeing that, but I feel sometimes that we're judging a figure by the photo. So at the end of the day, the figure's only as good as how it looks in your display. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what lighting, whatever. You've got a macro lens, you're taking all these photos, you've got different lighting on it. That's not how it looks like for you as a collector. It's how it's in your display. So I look at the lighting I've got. That's why I don't do figure photography, because I feel like I'm cheating myself. I appreciate it. I think it's all fantastic, but I want to see it how I'm going to display it and how other people will see it. This is absolutely 100% not how you would see this yet. We're judging this. The photo, the figure looks great. I'm not denying this. Absolutely not denying it. And I'm definitely on the page with Trevor. The Hobbit movie trilogy was crap. So, enjoyable, but yeah, it's not great. So, that's where I feel on that. So.
Ian, coming from photography, I'm going to tell you right now that the Inart figures are the least amount of Photoshop I have to do to get a good representation. They photograph very well. Just saying.
I would definitely agree on Paul Atreides. That's the most special one I've ever seen, because, listen, I've got a shit ton of camera gear that I don't do, that nobody sees that I do, because I'm got no passion for figure photography, but I understand photography. But even on my phone, and I took a photo, and in a Modu case, and it looked exceptional. Aragorn, that was like 2 stops down. 2 stops down, easy. Paul Atreides is by far, for me, in my collection, in terms of realism, right up there. And sorry, Shane, I know you've not got that yet. I can't.
Oh no, it's grand. It's grand.
Oh
it's grand.
Jesus!
But it's alright. Oh no, I genuinely, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't be crying over it. Go on.
Yeah, but Paul Atreides is there. But we spend so much time judging a figure by photos, and I want to see it in how people display their figures.
I think this is like going on a first date. You go on a first date, you're going to put your best side out. You're going to get your hair cut. You're going to wear nice clothes. You're going to make sure that you've got nice cologne. You're going to watch your P's and Q's. You're going to offer to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually you'll be farting in front of each other, and that's just the way it is. But like this here, like this, I would agree with Trevor 16 Shooter that I think the images, you're selling a product, you really want to make it look its absolute best. I get what you're saying as well. You'd like it in natural light just to see how it actually looks as well. But I don't know. I do appreciate these images, how they do it with the light and stuff like that, to just give it, okay, this is the best it could possibly look.
You're right. Ian's right though. But and also Hot Toys, like, sometimes their figures are insane likenesses, and
100%.
they do
yeah.
just as good as Inart. Like when I look at my Man of Steel display and I have my BVS Inart in my that's a great figure to me. But I think the Russell Crowe likeness on my Man of Steel hot toy from I think that one has a better likeness than the Inart does to
Yeah?
Henry Cavill. Yeah,
Man.
like it might be the lighting, it might be the way it's displayed, but Russell Crowe looks like
Russell Crowe.
10 out of 10. And the other one looks great still, but it doesn't look like the Russell Crowe does. So like, yeah, I agree with Ian in it. I see what he's saying.
Hey, listen, here's the other thing. We throw shade on Sideshow, and I love them because they do the cult figures and all this stuff. I'm telling you right now, I'm struggling this year or the past 6 months to find a better figure than Tim Curry's It. That is, wow, it pops, the sculpt is awesome. No matter what light you throw on that, it just, whereas you look at other figures that we go, oh, that's amazing, and then slightly off, it looks funny.
That one has favors though. That one has makeup on it. I feel like that's hard to mess up.
But I agreed, but you've got to judge it for the character it is. You can't change that it's got makeup on.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
But
mean,
I get what you're saying as well. It's like there's a little bit to hide behind. Then, like if you have a sculpt that has no mask or no battle damage and just like no paint, there's nowhere to hide. Like there's nothing in between. Like even like the Inart Joker. Like I think a lot of people like was flavor of the week, and then Hot Toys did their version. It was dropped. But now I still look at that and think it's incredible, but it still has the makeup over it, which might make it slightly better to capture the likeness.
Oh, Eddie, we could maybe have a leading line here, seeing as we're talking about photography, right? Leading lines. What about Hera? It's full of green, right? And that's dropped off major for me. So there you go.
Yeah, man. I only took a quick look, but I didn't think there was that much of a drop off. But we might actually go to Hera straight after this, folks. Thanks very much to the 4,810 subscribers. We're on our way to 5k. Thanks for a shout out as well earlier on, Philly. So yeah, if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, please just click the subscribe button. It really does help the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it's greatly appreciated. As usual, the link to consider becoming a channel member. If you want to join and become a channel member, the link is the pinned comment in the description. Again, no pressure, but if you want to support the channel in that way, we have two different tiers. We've got the Troopers for $2.99, and we've got the Commanders for $5.99, and there's different perks associated with it. If you click on the link, we'll follow it. So shout out to the Troopers. We got a Smamic, it's like XX Smamics, I think it's called. Collectors of the Universe, Blurred Dad, Life, Yomo, Shiny, Big Rib, The Ben Thomas Show, Caffeinated Comic Fan, Dogito, Stanley, Vita, aka Her Geeky Side, Tiny Art Guy. Bob had to go, he was with us earlier on, but he's had to leave there. We got Philly, Figurecraft, 1/6 Shooter, Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, H in Silver Fox, Jose G. Hernandez, Brian Wong or B. Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot Nerd Corner, Mike Ellen, and Ryan Smith. So your support is greatly appreciated. And then the Commanders tier, they get their YouTube handle displayed like a producer at the end of all the content like this. 50 people watching live, massive thank you to you. Can you please hit the like button, hit subscribe button? It is greatly appreciated, and thank you for watching live. Or if you're watching the replay, we appreciate you too as well. A few videos. This was just a list. I went through all of the announcements from Hot Toys this year and just gave, in my opinion, a few honorable mentions, and then my top 5, the announcements that got me the most excited. So yeah, might do the same one for releases as well. And then this one today was my thoughts on the Predator from 1987 movie of the same name. So we're actually going to skip on to Hera now, seeing as we kind of briefly touched on that there. So just going to talk about that. I do not have this on pre-order. I'm just going to call a spade, folks. Her butt. A lot of people were talking about her butt. She had a good butt. And I think Hot Toys, they're not great at doing butts. And before anyone says I'm kind of, I don't know, what's the word? There's a word I'm looking for. When you, something like that. Yeah, it's not that word. It's like when you,
Perverse?
no, it's not that word. It's like when you,
I don't know. You went straight into the butt, so.
yeah, fucking you prick.
Call it the plot. There you go, the plot.
There's a word when you. Damn it, I'm not making life easier on myself right now. Okay, if they're a 6-scale company, they should be making things anatomically correct. I'm going to get Eddie back on board here. If the traps aren't right on a male or female, you call it out. Okay? So, whether it's a male or a female, I don't think Hot Toys are good at doing butts. Right? If you remember, in Endgame, they say, you know, that's not America's ass or whatever. But like a lot of the Hot Toys butts, they're not anatomically correct. They're kind of squarish. So whether it's male or female, they need to do better at their butts. I think that's a fair enough statement. And yeah, I think they got their butt right. So that's as respectful as I can put it. there is a word I'm looking for. It'll come to me though. So really quickly, I have no interest in this figure because I didn't like the Ahsoka show. I can see the likeness there, but people are saying it's a downgrade. So I'm just going to let people who know more about this talk about it. So who wants to weigh in this? I think she looks great though. And I can see the likeness, but maybe there's a bit of a drop off. But I think she looks great with Chopper. So, anyone want to give thoughts on this?
I just got the Sabine like a couple weeks ago, and I was very impressed with that figure. And I'm starting to really like, you know, this line, mainly because it's the realistic version of the Rebels. So, I'm a big fan of Elizabeth. What's her name? Winstead, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
She's
It's Ewan McGregor's McGregor's wife, I believe.
Right.
Like
I
like,
I first saw her on Final Destination in one of the Die Hard movies.
did she
Did a
survive?
really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a big fan, and I'm gonna probably end up snagging this along with the Chopper because I know the Chopper's been sitting in stock for a while, and with this out, it might sell out soon.
Yeah.
Oh, the word I was looking for is objectifying. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because you know the way, like, if these days, if you say, "Oh, she's really good looking," stop objectifying her. It's like I didn't say she wasn't talented or intelligent or yada yada. I just said she is good looking. She's all those other things as well. Fine. So, at the risk of, I didn't want to be objectifying anyone because I was basically saying the same thing. Eddie, if Eddie sees, I'm going to use Eddie's example because it's an easy example. If he sees a figure and the traps are off, that's like his pet hate. He's like, the physique is not right. You would do that to a male figure the same way you do to a female figure, and in the same way that. Go on.
Sorry, this has to do with what you're talking about. What are the muscles on your back called? What are the muscles on the side of your body that are part of your back called?
The lats.
These ones here,
Yeah.
It's the lats.
they're
Latissimus
lats.
dorsi.
Okay,
And
well,
then
Jim
traps are
doesn't
up here.
count because Jim works out. I feel like people that don't... Shane does work out too. I feel like people don't know what that's called. Because when I was watching D-Knight's video, it pissed me off that he said the wings. And I was like, what a fucking... You
said
know
the wings
everything
and
to
what?
know about
Equal
Predator,
food,
but you
maybe.
don't know what a lat is?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that annoyed me.
Yeah. The pet hate you have there.
Yeah.
No, but I get you. It's
I've
like
worked
it's
as a
it's
TT
like a
for
body
years.
part.
People
It's a
have
body
no
part.
clue.
Yeah. So my point is that, like, you know, they haven't got her anatomy right. Like, they haven't got it anatomically correct, and they've kind of done her a
glutes.
bit of a disservice. And whether it's a
There you
male
go.
or female character, you should be able to explain that without, yeah. And I'm saying you're objectifying or anything. Whatever. I still think it looks great, man. I really like the pop of the yellow, and I really like the kind of flight jacket she has on, all that stuff. But maybe I'm not that critical of it because I'm not going to get it anyway. But it looks good to me.
Might I add also that this is probably the closest we're going to get to this alien species. I don't know if they'll do, you know, Return of the Jedi, that dancer, or that, you know, other Jedi from the prequels. You know, the species with the weird tails in the back.
I feel like I should know this.
Is that Tweakler or something?
Twi'leks, is that it?
Twi'leks.
Twi'lek,
Yeah.
Twi'lek girls. That's a thing. I think, is she Twi'lek? I think she's a Twi'lek. Twi'lek
yeah.
or Twi'lek.
Yeah.
So as in, like, they might have they might use this body again for Twilight Girls if they ever did like Return of the Jedi versions or something. Would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone getting this?
No.
Nah.
Okay then. Anyone have anything to add on this?
I didn't notice anything different when I saw the blogger photos, but someone showed me a comparison, and the body is a lot different. Also, I don't care about her ass. I thought it was weird enough that Hot Toys put her ass in the solicitation photo as to show like, we know what you liked about this show. Here it is.
Yeah,
I
that
thought-
was that. Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was for
what?
all the creeps out there.
Yeah,
man.
I was like, dang, that's wild. They literally showed the exact same thing that everybody was memeing for that week or whatever. So, yeah, I don't. It's a figure. Like, they're never gonna look good. I think the best Hot Toy ass is probably the Batman Forever. They had to get that one right. It's a screen moment. So,
That is hilarious. See, we're not objectifying people.
yeah, dude. But it did look like a big difference. I still think it looks good when you don't put it next to the prototype picture. Like, I can't notice any differences here. Like, yeah, it looks how she looked in the movie, you know, or
Wait.
the show.
Okay, this color is like, it could be interpreted as
Oh.
yellow or orange. No.
Yeah, I'd see yellow. In fact, I
Yeah.
see, like, I think it's closer to yellow than it is orange.
Yeah. So Dave, are you colorblind?
Wow.
Man, you gotta watch in 4K, man.
Looks like the same
4K.
color as the Wolverine costume to me, so that's not orange.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Nah, it looks green.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even worse.
This, I swear to God, sometimes I think Stanley's like a 14-year-old. But what age are you, Stanley? Go on, just tell us. I know. Just please tell us what age you are. You kind of sometimes you say I'm like, oh yeah, he's in his 30s, and sometimes I'm like, this dude's like 14, man. Yeah. So yeah, can we move on from this, or I still think it looks good.
There's a nostalgia part of me that like wants it for Chopper, but I hate this show so much. I'm just hoping they do I'm hoping Hono does the animated versions.
Stanley, man, he's actually 40.
Jeez, even worse.
Oi, listen, man, you'll blink, and you'll make this sound when you're going from seated
know
to
what's-
standing.
You know what's the best part though? When I get to 40, you guys will be 50. So
Yeah, it's true, man.
Eh,
It's true.
still a win, bro.
hold on a minute. I'm older than 50 now.
Oh, you look.
Well,
you
I
look
think
very
it's
good,
like
though.
in
Yeah.
10 years' time, Ian will still be able to outdrink your ass, man.
That is
You know
true.
what I mean? So
Let's not go
there's
back
that.
to that. You know, he's been doing it longer, I think.
he's got a lot of practice. You know? His liver
Long-
hates him, but by God, he doesn't give
Longer
up.
and dirtier.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about something else. Ian, what do you want to talk about? Probably a loaded question.
Right. Let's go the penguin.
Okay, Penguin it is. Did you pre-order this?
I pre-ordered the Mayor regular version. I've got the
This one here?
Eternal Toys Sewer version, which I had a chat with Yoast a few weeks ago, because I cancelled the deluxe Catwoman. I only wanted one. I didn't need the battle damage, so I was like, yeah, I've got to watch space and all this stuff, so I'll knock the other Eternal Toys one out and have this. And if I want that version, I'll bring that back in. That's how I'll work it. Listen, it's like after hearing the news about Jack Nicholson and licensing, I want 89 Batman's my jam, apart from the Dark Knight trilogy. It's It's what I love about Batman. So I wanted Danny DeVito licensed. Come on, I'm not passing up on that. That's a must-have. But I just couldn't justify getting 2 figures again. You collect so much over time, getting 2. I've got too much that I'm looking forward to. So, but I think the tailor and the trousers look fantastic for me. Not interested in the diorama or anything like that, but it's great. I just can't believe that we've got a Danny DeVito licensed figure. So I'm over the moon. Over the moon. So this will complete with Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer was on my licensed dream list that I've got. So this closes out 89 Batman for me.
Okay. I don't have any interest in this. I don't know why. Like, I would gravitate towards 89 more than 92, but I do really like 92. But I don't know. Maybe it's because there's other things I want more. But I'm just not going to commit to it. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just don't. I could see myself potentially pulling the trigger on the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, but yeah, I won't be. I'm gonna skip on this. Anyone else interested? Go on.
Sorry, can I say, just when I say 89, I just mean that 89
Yeah, I get you.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Era,
just
the
that
Burton verse, like. Yeah.
rather than somebody
Yeah.
jumping and fact checking me.
Yeah. Tanya, Jose might be out there lurking. He's not going to let you away with that one. Jim, Eddie, Philly, any thoughts on this? Or any of the other versions? Like,
says
change
it's
the
too
picture.
creepy, so we can't have it, which is ironic because I have a Inart
she
Pennywise sitting
likes
over there that's
creepy,
definitely
yeah.
creepier than this.
She was into that stuff.
Nah, she doesn't like something about this guy just freaks her out. I don't know what it is. It's a really good looking figure though. Like it does look creepy. I think they've done well because it's not an easy figure to make because of the potato shape of him. The poor guy. I mean,
wait, someone say potato. Triggered.
Like potato.
Go on.
Potato!
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I had to do it. And you deserve it. Come on.
Me? I would never say anything to you.
Fuck you, asshole.
That was Arnie. That wasn't me. Just to be fair. Anyone else picking up the Penguin Soul? Philly, Eddie? No.
Yeah, I've been waiting this for a long time. I mean, we've been asking from Hot Toys to give us this line, and we finally getting a Catwoman and Penguin. So I'll be getting the Mayor Deluxe. I do have the Eternal toys like everybody else, and for now that will suffice. But yeah, it looks great.
So you're going all out the. Oh, sorry, no, you're not. You're getting the.
Just the Mayor
regular.
Deluxe.
Yeah, I actually know what. I'm going to just take a bit of time here because this is just like the way that they've done this is a bit mad. Like there's all sorts, about a million different SKUs. So the Penguins can be bought on their own for $146.37.
Right.
And then you've got
That's
the
right.
2-pack, which is the 2 deluxe versions, the Mayor and the Sewer, for $1,388.67. Then you've got the regular and deluxe of both of them. So you got the Mayor Deluxe, Mayor Regular, and then you've got the Sewer. I'm telling you, there was one I was going to go for. I'd probably go for this one here on the left.
Dude.
Really? Okay.
I really like this.
Yeah, me
One?
too.
I don't know what it is. It's just, I think maybe it's, I don't particularly like the coat on the right here. I don't know whatever way it's sitting, but I actually really like it literally. And I'd probably put him in that pose and just leave him there, like just with the dirty kind of, I know, toxic kind of blood coming down him and the kind of the onesie and the potato shape or whatever. And the I think that the umbrella is really well done as well. Pretty cool.
I'm also getting the Penguin pack, which is pretty impressive because he's flocking them, which it's like takes him to a whole new level. So you got to get that.
Yeah, I think if I had to compromise, if I had to get this, I'd probably go Penguins, like the actual Penguins, not the character, and then this guy on the left here, the regular, or get the simple version. There's a cheaper version of this, but then again, I probably can't because I'm guessing the umbrella only comes with the DX version of this. Would that be right?
Good question.
They both
probably
come with
does.
an umbrella.
I think they both
they
come
do.
with. Yeah.
They're different umbrellas.
Cool. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go. Anyone else want to add anything to this before we move on?
I really want the sewer one that you were saying, the deluxe, because I'm gonna lean into that creepiness that Jim was talking about. I just when he's dripping the ink out of his mouth, like that's iconic penguin from that movie. So I like that umbrella the most, with the ducks hanging and the birds hanging off of it. I like that one, so I'd get that one. But yeah, I know everybody seems to not talk about it, but I still don't know if I trust Jazzinc with figures yet. So I'm waiting to see how that Catwoman turns out, I guess. And if I end up missing it because of that, then that's on me. But they're too expensive to just put my trust in him, especially when I feel that there's reasons to not do that. So
When you say that, is that like kind of QC issues you've seen in the past, or
yeah,
I presume?
yeah. And I don't particularly think that his Vulture, the one figure he did do, is worth the price of admission. And I don't think the materials used in that figure are great. And yeah, with the cars too, like, QC issues with the cars I don't like. I still feel they're overpriced. And yeah, I don't want to risk it with these pre-orders until I see what the Catwoman looks like.
I get that. I haven't ordered any version of the Catwoman. It's still up for pre-order, and I was tempted the other day. And there's a part of me is kind of going, man, this could come out absolutely amazing, and then they miss out. And then there's another part of me is like, I could pre-order this, and then if it doesn't turn out amazing, I'd be like, because it is overpriced. Look, the only product I have is their 89. I absolutely love it. I didn't have any QC issues. There's one minor thing, which the gun covers, I know people had issues that they weren't sitting flush. That would really bother me. Mine were sitting flush and have a little magnet, and you put it down and it opens up the gun if you want to then lift up the gun. And one of them just catches a little, like really, really minor. You can still just pick it out, like, you mean, people could argue, yeah, it shouldn't happen for the price. I get that. But it opens, it's still functional, it sits flush, so I don't have any issues with that. I do recognize though, it is overpriced for what it is, but that comes down to, I suppose, me going, right, if you get the Hot Toys one, but then having seen the two of them side by side, I prefer the Jazzinc, and that's just what I have to pay to play, but I accept that it is a lot of money. I get that. So part of me is I can kind of see your argument with they haven't really done a figure yet. I don't really count the Vulture. I wouldn't disagree with you with that. Or sorry, I wouldn't agree on that point. I wouldn't really compare. For me, the Vulture was more about the wings and the suit and stuff like that. It wasn't a head sculpt even. So maybe that's all the more reason then to be more concerned, because they haven't done a head sculpt yet. So there's definitely part of me is kind of going, I haven't ordered a Catwoman because I'm not sure. So I don't know. I'll just have to wait, I suppose. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I end up, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just pre-order it before that happens and take the risk. We won't know until it comes out. I based on their vehicles though, I wouldn't be. Based on their vehicles, I wouldn't be too worried. From the one that I have, and also that Yost said I've had an issue with it, I could ship it back to him. He'd pay for it.
You're a very popular streamer, though.
Yeah, that's fair, but he has been. Okay. Well, that's not really fair, because I've only got like not even 5,000 subs. Let's temper expectations. Second thing is that I was really particular when he was on the show saying, would you do that for someone who's not a content creator? Now he said he would. I don't know. Like, I don't look. I can't verify if that's true.
I have friends that have vehicles and they have issues with them, and they haven't had any luck. So
they haven't had any luck, as in he didn't.
No, he tells
take them back. That sucks. That's not okay. If
tells
he
them
said
repaint
he would,
it,
but, yeah.
Open it up, figure it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that.
Can I make a comment? I've got no skin in this game whatsoever, and I never will have skin in this game. However, is there anybody else on this panel that's got the vulture. And I can tell you right now, it's fucking epic. It is fucking epic. What a figure it is. Anybody that walks in to this room, that's the one they look at and go, wow. And it is really good. The tailoring is fantastic. The jacket's fantastic. The wings, fantastic. The base that's on, it's metal. Proper. It's not made of shit. It's seriously good.
It's not made of shit.
Hey, I'm
just imagining that vulture.
Hey, and this is a movie I love. Listen, it's a. If you've not seen it in person, then you've got your own opinion. But when you see it in person, yeah, this is one of those fire figures, I think, that I grab. It's awesome. And I've got some amazing pieces in the collection. This is awesome. And I am not a Jazzinc fanboy or that. I'm just a collector.
Our friend is back. Starcrash1138. I think it's Eddie's friend. So too pricey. Look, I got the 1989. I paid for it. And paid full price, no special treatment, whatever. And it is on the pricey side. But I suppose I paid for it because I wanted it. That was the pay to play. So I mean, I could have gone with the Hot Toys one, but I do think the Jazzinc one is better. And do I think it's worth the money? Well, it's worth it to me, but it is definitely on the pricey side. Like, it's just, I accept that they are very, very expensive, but I just love it. Like, you know, when it's kind of like what Ian's saying about the vulture. When I come in to the room, like, it's just incredible looking. I just, yeah, like I would do the same thing again. Put it that way. I would do the same thing again. I wouldn't be happy if I came and it was broken or whatever like that, but you know, yeah. L Walker, Jazzinc, not for everyone. Definitely not. All right, so we move on. Unless anyone have any other thoughts on this. Right. Who hasn't gone yet? Anyone want to throw something out? What you want to talk about?
Face Off.
Okay. Right. So let me get rid of this, and I'm going to move myself over here, and we're going to get the music. Right. Switch over to private chat there, lads. Ready? I'm going to get the good music on. If I can find it. It's in the same place every week. Shouldn't be that hard. Here we go. Okay. So my contestants have switched over to private chat. Don't type the answers into talking to the people watching. So you got 63 people watching live. Please don't type the answers into the chat, just in case any of my panel members forget to switch to private chat. Alright, so I'm going to start off with Ian. You are going with Jim, then it's Eddie and Philly, and I think I might turn down that music just a little bit.
South America versus Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Alright, Ian and Jim. First question. In what year did the movie Eyes Wide Shut release?
Is it 2000s or just before, Ian?
No, that will be 2000. So hold on, Stanley Kubrick.
It's early 2000s, though, right? It's Kubrick,
so,
isn't it?
Yep, Stanley Kubrick, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
It's a great film.
Jim, I'm kind of thinking. Hold on. Christ, when did he die? I'm maybe thinking 2003.
You might. It's definitely early 2000s because we had it on VHS, so that's quite a while ago because they're still releasing it on both. Did we still have VHS in 2003? That's a long time ago.
Well, the DVD's still the biggest physical media thing, and you'd think that was done. Because it's not 4K.
It's not 4K.
4K.
2003. I could go with.
Right, let's go 2003.
And it's incorrect. It was 1999.
Oh.
Over to
I
Philly.
thought it was close to 2000. Damn.
Philly and Eddie, your question is: in what year? Staying with the Kubrick theme here. In what year did the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey released? 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I would go with the meme and say the number it's named after, but I don't know because I've never seen it, Philly. So
I think it was out before both of us were born. Let's see.
the other one was 99. It's a Kubrick. So did it come out? It came out before that.
Dave's not getting the memo. Dave's like, hey, isn't that the movie with XYZ? Hey, didn't that come out in like 2004?
I don't even know the decade, Eddie. I would say 70s or 80s, but I don't know which one of those.
I know my friend loves that movie, and he grew up in the 80s, so maybe 80s.
Yeah.
On
Let me just shoot the number.
I'll trust you. Yeah.
Cooper, 2000 Space Odyssey. Uh, 1981.
Incorrect. It was 1968.
Holy.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
I thought
even.
it was 70s. Damn.
Back over to Ian and Jim. Who directed the movie Mad Max Fury Road?
Oh, come on, man.
Oh man.
I don't actually know. It's the guy. It's the same guy that directed all of them, isn't it? Whose name I can't remember.
Is Fury Road the fifth one?
It's the one with Tom
Can I
Hardy.
answer the question?
I'm just thinking out loud. Because it's not the same person that done all of them.
Is it not? Because I know he did Furiosa, that same guy.
The last one, I don't know. Hey, Jim, I'm sorry, I'm going to let you down on this one. I can't think. And I've got the box set, but hey, that's...
Have you got on 4K?
He's got it in
4K.
4K, just doesn't
Four.
watch him.
4K.
Do you not read the boxes? No? It's like, you don't read the boxes. Oh, the guy in charge of lighting. Brilliant. Jim McNeil. What a great guy.
Listen, Shane, I'm going to make this one adult. When I was a kid and my dad had his flavourful magazines behind the wardrobe, I didn't read the stories. I was looking at the pictures.
That's because too much of that causes blindness. That's why. That's what it was. You walked into that one.
There you go, Philly. Look at you, you're the only one wearing specs just now. I'm joking.
Oh, he got you there. He got you there.
Ian,
Do you have an answer?
Do you want to throw out a random director name?
I no, because I know it will not be right. I'd throw out some name and I know it's not.
Basically, you don't want to say director because we're going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart, wise move. Do you
I feel
forfeit?
like you'd be more likely to get it right off a guess than I would.
Eddie, do you know it? You
Yeah.
know it, huh? Yeah, I do too.
No, I'm not going to pass the question over to you. Though, that's not how it works. Come on, you've been here before. Stop
Do you
trying
want to know what would happen? I'd end up coming out and saying who the Predator director was and saying that, and they go no, and then the next question would be who that motherfucker would have directed.
See, I watched that film today and I still couldn't tell you who directed Predator. I'm terrible. Never read the credits.
I know that one, but yeah.
Okay, so do you have an answer?
Choice.
Give it a shot, folks.
Yeah. Rian Johnson?
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Shout out to the 64 people watching live, and that is incorrect. It was actually George Miller. Question for Philly and Eddie. Who directed Mad Max Furiosa?
Jesus. George Miller.
It is George Miller, yeah. Sorry, folks.
He did
That's
all
how-
of them. Did someone else do one of them?
I don't
I
know.
thought he did
No,
all
he
of
did.
them.
He did all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he?
The boys got points on the board.
Thought he did.
And
1-0.
Jim did say
Yeah, I thought he might have done.
We're back
exactly
over
what
to
Ian said.
We're back over to Ian and Jim. Who played Mr. Brown in Reservoir Dogs?
Oh shit.
Oh, for fuck.
Watched this 2 weeks ago. Wasn't I? Was that I want to say Stanley Tucci.
What the fuck?
What?
No.
What the fuck, man?
No. Delete.
Uh, Ian's really dialed in. I was hoping to ride on Ian's coattails, but he's struggling with this one.
You're putting too much pressure on him, man. You're putting too much pressure on it, you know?
He'll be alright. Sometimes you need pressure.
Who played Mr. Brown in Reservoir
God,
Dogs?
I can't even. White, pink, pinks.
If you just joined us, folks, this is their third question. They have no points. They need this to level the game. Eddie and Philly have 1 point. They're in the lead, and they'll have an opportunity to bring it up to 2 with their third question.
So it's the quote. Why am I?
Mr. Brown wasn't Tarantino, was it?
Oh my god, my brain's.
Gonna have to press you for an answer, folks.
Was Tim Roth Mr. White? What? Oh my god, can't believe it. I've not watched it in about a year. I can't think.
So like Mr. White was the older guy from it. But I could be wrong.
That was Mission Impossible. Or I mean, Bond.
Tell you, go for it. Let's do this. I can't recall. Well,
Is that your final answer?
yeah, let's do it. Quentin
I
Tarantino.
have exorcised the demons.
It is Quentin Tarantino.
Dude.
Oh man.
They're one
How
apiece. That's
lucky.
Eddie's favorite director.
That-
Fucking
In
lucky.
fairness, Eddie, you can't say how
Wow,
lucky. You
wee,
basically
wow.
asked the same question twice. Come on. I was trying to get in people's minds, you know?
No, but
One
I mean,
apiece.
how lucky was it that Jim was like right at the last second, man?
Yeah. Jim was like, save the day, man. So
Nice.
it's one apiece. If you get this wrong, it's going to go to a tiebreaker. So this is your chance to win. In Reservoir Dogs, who played Mr. Orange?
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Mr. Orange, Philly is the guy that gets shot, right? The cop? That's Mr. Orange,
Well-
I think?
For some reason, I keep thinking of the what's it called? What was he on? He was in Kill Bill. He was the guy, the old guy.
No, that's Mr. Oh, the old guy? Which one?
He was
Oh,
the goatee. He had a goatee or something.
Oh.
What's his name?
In Kill Bill?
In Kill Bill.
I guess I don't remember Kill Bill that well.
It's been years since I've seen this movie, so my guess is good.
Mr. Pink is Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi,
right?
okay,
And Mr. White is Tim Roth.
right?
Isn't there a Mr. Blonde? Or am I wrong?
Isn't yeah? Okay,
That's the
you know
guy
the guy.
that cuts his ear off.
Oh, is that him? Mr.
No,
Orange?
no, he's not that one.
That's the guy I meant. That's the guy I was talking about.
I think Mr. Orange is the cop. The main guy that gets shot, and he shot the whole movie, and he's like crying in the back of the damn car. But I don't know the actor. It's the guy that plays, isn't it the guy that plays, Abomination? What's the actor that plays Abomination?
Oh, it's Give me a minute.
Gonna have to press you for an answer, folks.
Just say that one, because I think I'm wrong, but that's the only one I'm thinking, so. If you remember his name.
I have a name, Roth, but I don't know. Roth.
Oh, is that Tim Roth? No, the main guy is, who's the main guy in Reservoir Dogs? The old guy, with the slick back hair, and he's in Pulp Fiction as the wolf. I thought that's not Tim Roth. That actor's name is not Tim Roth?
The guy that played Abomination was Tim Roth, for sure, 100%.
He's Mr. White? Okay, I was thinking Tim Roth was the older guy. The older guy that's driving the car.
So, okay, no, the other guy I'm thinking about is the guy that was in Kill Bill. He was like one of the killers. He was with the two women, and he had like a goatee.
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
Yeah, I don't fucking know then.
Let's just go with Tim. I mean, do you want just spit out a name? At least we can get close to it.
Tim Roth.
I have exorcised the demons.
Well done, guys. Tim Roth is the correct answer. He did play Mr. Orange. The blonde was Michael Madsen. I think Mr.
Michael
White was
Madsen.
That's the guy I was talking about.
No, that's
I
not the
thought
guy.
you were
that
almost thinking about Harvey Keitel. Fuck's sake.
And
Who's
Mr.
the
Brown
older
is
guy that plays Wolf in
Steve-
Pulp Fiction?
Harvey Keitel, no? Is that his name?
That's
Harvey
who I was
Keitel.
thinking
That's
Mr.
weird.
White
Yes,
was.
exactly.
That's Mr. White.
All right, well done, folks. You're the champs for this week. So I'm just going to change the music. That was a good one. If you get one, you tend to win. You know, two is a bonus. And again, has anyone ever got three? I thought, did Gio get three or someone? I think someone got 3 out of 3. That was you.
James Bond.
I'm actually sickened I said that out loud then.
James Bond.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's talk about the Tumbler, folks. Just keeping with the theme of Jazzinc. Yeah, I did it. I did it. I dropped the pre-order, put it on a 15-month payment plan, and we'll tip away with it for the next 2 years, or a year and a half. You know, I thought that I would be content with the Hot Toys one, and before Jazzinc put up the pre-order, even before they were really, you just heard murmurings of them doing it. I was looking at how the two of them look. Now, I know the 89 is a really long vehicle. Even if they had the real 89 next to the real Tumbler, the 89 is significantly, it's a longer vehicle. It's longer than most vehicles. But the proportions on the Hot Toys ones, they got the width right as far as I know. And I think they've got the height right. It's just not as long, and it does look squished. I think a lot of people who have the Hot Toys one will acknowledge that, especially if they have it next to other vehicles. So, like, again, look, it does the job. It's still pretty damn cool, but I am gonna go with the Jazz. I'm gonna sell this and use that to fund part of the Jazzinc one. I know it's a lot of money, and I'm inclined to agree with, like, Eddie's not the only person who said this, but I'm inclined to agree with Eddie. They are overpriced. It's a fact. Like, they are overpriced. They're expensive bloody piece, and I completely acknowledge that. But look, week in, week on, week out, we come in here, and more often than not, I'm like, no, I'm not getting that. Looks cool, not getting that, not getting that, not getting that. It doesn't speak to me, but the Dark Knight trilogy is my favorite trilogy, and this is, you know, one of my favorite Batmobiles. So I pass on a lot of things week in, week out to kind of build up that bit of dry powder just to have, so I can pull the trigger on something like this. Plus the payment plan option, it does make it an easier pill to swallow. And look, Eddie touched on something earlier on about, you know, okay, you're a YouTuber, you might get special treatment. I think that's more or less what I don't want to speak for you, Eddie, but that's more or less what you're saying. And look, that might be a real thing, you know, and if that's a real thing, so be it. and it sucks for. I don't want to. I'm very. I want to speak my mind, but at the same time, I don't want to like say anything that's like I don't want to. There's a faction out there who are Jazzinc loyalists, as in beyond fanboys, Jazzinc extremists. You can't say anything critical about him. I'm not in that group. But there's also a faction on the other side who absolutely hate Jazzinc, and they're like, I know, anti-Jazzinc extremists, whatever you want to call it. I'm not in that group. The one product I have, I love, and I, as much as it's very expensive, I would do the same thing again. So I'm hoping that this is the same standard, and I'm comfortable with the price. It's very, very expensive, but look, I pass on a lot of the things. I like to get the things I love, and I'm going for this. And look, if I had to shell out the money today, that's a big shell out, but $70 something a month for the next 15 months, I'm happy enough with that. So
Also,
I'm really looking forward to it.
you're right about if you want it or if you love it, then get it. Because I think there's a big part of how I feel about that stuff is I don't think I need Penguin or Catwoman. Because once Poison Ivy goes up for pre-order, I'm pre-ordering her, bro. I'm not even thinking twice about it. I will take the chance on that one. So once it's something that you love enough, I mean, to an extent, price goes out the window. And if you love that, like I did have the Batman Forever Batmobile on pre-order at one point. I just felt at that point in my life I shouldn't spend $2,000 on a vehicle like that. So yeah, there's a big part of us having these like criticisms. I think also falls on, is it easier for me to criticize it because I don't know that I need it that much? That's probably true, because I'm not gonna even think about it when I order Poison Ivy. So
like when I'm looking at the, again, like when I'm turning around, I'm looking at the Hot Toys Tumbler. I come into the room and go, man, I have a Tumbler, and there's a bit of excitement. It's like, this is so cool. That's the Tumbler, But there is definitely a part where the proportions it does seem like they've got the width right, because I think the width is 46 centimeters and the width of the Jazzinc is 46 centimeters. And I was nearly hoping that Hot Toys had underscaled the width and that the Jazzinc width would be longer than 50 and therefore I wouldn't be able to fit it in the cabinet. But when they're the exact same width, but I think it's another 10 centimeters long, so the true 1/6 scale is a factor. And also the Hot Toys, the paint, it's black plastic, whereas the paint applications on the Tumbler, it's darker, but it's more of a metallic look to it. And yeah, look, to other people, they'd be like, man, that's not worth paying all that money for. And I completely get that. I'm not trying to convince anyone to get it at all. For me, I'm excited about it and I've gone ahead with it, and hopefully the standard is the same. So is there anyone else? I'm going to end the poll actually, but I'm just going to ask first of all, is there anyone on the panel who are remotely considered? Philly, you're a big Jazzinc guy. Are you considering it, or?
I'm considering it, but I didn't pre-order it right away because I initially was one of the ones that was pushing for the 97, but he's going to get eventually to that. But yeah, here's a good point. I do have most of them, and the Tumbler Hot Toys, which I also own like you, dwarfs it compared to the rest of them because all the rest of them are Jazzinc. So it is bothering me because it just doesn't look to scale. And I am going to consider it, so I'll just kind of sit back and kind of see the process and see how the prototype comes out. But if it does look good, if the paint looks good and everything, I'll probably jump on it as well. But for now, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy and watch, because I got the animated version coming soon, so I'm preoccupied with that now too. So
Looking forward to your video and photography on that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan Smith is based in the UK. I was tempted, but got the DeLorean on pre-order, so can't swing both, sadly. And that's opportunity cost and all that. Did you have to pay full import fees in the 89, Shane, or Jazzinc, or does he mark it down? The VAT is calculated at source, which in one way, okay, I don't like seeing the VAT. Just to be clear, in Ireland, if I buy something from outside the European Union, I'm going to get hit with what's called customs or import tax. VAT, or value added tax, is separate to that. And if I buy something within the EU, while I don't pay customs or import, I'm still liable to pay value added tax. so it's still quite expensive. With Jazzinc, I see some people commenting on the page today on the Jazzinc site saying, hey, I thought this was supposed to be $1,399, but when I go onto the site, it's like 17 something. That's because if you're based in the EU, you still have to pay the VAT. No one likes that, but that. So basically, to answer Ryan's question, it's calculated source. I'll still have to pay VAT. Yeah. When I got the 89, I still have to pay VAT. I didn't have to pay it when I got it to my door. It was factored into my payment plan. So and that's not, Jazz can do nothing about that. That's just the Irish and European EU guidelines. That's just the way it is. So yeah, it's factored in its source. It's all included in the payment plan. So it won't, at least, look, I don't like paying it, but at the same time, at least by factoring into the payment plan, I'm not going to get stung with an additional bill. The shipping would be whatever it is, and So yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to sell this one here behind me, but again, the Hot Toys one is still pretty bloody cool. Like, it's like, it's not everyone needs that extra bit of detail or whatever. Like, and for me, it's the two vehicles. I'm probably only ever going to own two vehicles, the 89 and the Tumbler. Maybe I get a third and switch them out, but that's the only space I have for vehicles. So, yeah.
It's good that he's doing that. I mean, I'd say to you, Shane, that Tumbler's my favourite Batmobile. It is. I honestly, I love it. And everybody would think, oh, yours should be the 89. It's not.
89 is mine. But I'll tell you, if I was Batman and I have a choice, I'm going with that armored tank, man. No question.
Oh,
like you know what I mean?
100%. And I'm not going for it because I've got the Hot Toys one. That will do. But if you watch the live stream, Yost had a model car on top of his modu cases.
It looks like a DB5.
That is the DB5, and that's the one that I'm wanting. So that's my ultimate vehicle. So
what? Where is the 007 stuff? We all got so excited about that. Eddie had to listen to us, and I haven't fuck Eddie, but like he had to listen to us. But like it's and then it's nowhere to be seen. Fart in the wind.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because the estate sold it to Amazon, so I don't know if there's a delay there. We don't know, but this is Philip and Hot Toys, right? They tease stuff and then they don't release stuff for ages.
Maybe they're waiting until July 7th. They might be.
What's July 7th?
007.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, you never know. Maybe.
But Hot Toys, so they've got so Yost has confirmed that they've got the license for figures only, not vehicles, for Bond. So he's going to go and try and speak to Amazon once the dust settled. If
But if Hot Toys get a whiff that that's his plan, and they think that the license for vehicles is up for grabs, then. But that's a tricky one, though, because it's not just 007. It's not just Amazon. It's the bloody car manufacturer as well. Like,
you've got Amazon. You've got the Bond piece. You've got Aston Martin. It's a tricky one.
Yeah. Just want to let you know, folks, poll in the chat there. I'm just ending the poll now, and it says the poll is simply, are you getting the Jazzinc Tumbler? And out of 31 votes, thanks very much for participating, we got 19% are saying yes, and that's actually higher than I thought, to be honest, and 81% are saying no. And the stream actually, the results actually added up to 100% for some reason on the YouTube poll. Sometimes they add up to 98% or 99% or something. I don't know where that maths is coming from, but okay, so this is the young Ahsoka, or teenage Ahsoka, from the Ahsoka show, played by, I think it's Ariana Greenblatt. I know I saw her in the Barbie. She was very good, but she had to play a moody teenager. So, okay. And in this, I don't care for the Ahsoka show, but I don't know. I don't really have thoughts on this. I'm very when I'm a bit kind of tired and it's something I'm not really into, I don't know. I don't really. Not gonna. That's funny. I don't know. You want to give your thoughts on this? Is anyone getting this?
Nope.
I'm gonna get it because I skipped on that Clone Wars version of Ahsoka, so I wanted some kind of form of Ahsoka. So this will be good, a younger Ahsoka for that. So
And are you happy at how it turned out? I don't have the eye for this. Sorry.
I mean, it looks great. I mean, it gets me excited for maybe them using that body for maybe a John Connor or
Yeah.
Her likeness is really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It looks like her.
And again, the only two things I thought the actress did a good job. To be fair, like I've only seen her in 2 different things, and I think she was in some movie about a game or something. I saw a trailer for it. I can't remember what that was, but yeah. I think
Is she in Until Dawn? That one?
No, there's something
No,
else.
it
It
was
was
like a
it was
Luke
Badlands. I think it was
Is
Badlands.
that it?
Oh.
It's like bonkers trailer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
didn't do very well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hear kind of like I saw the ad and kind of it launched one weekend. Never heard anything about it. Yeah.
You guys forget though that she was also
Borderlands.
young Gamora in Avengers.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Oh, she was.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. It's very good. Very good.
She did really good as that.
Yeah.
And she did really good in this. For like
Yeah.
the however long it was in that episode, but yeah, for me it's
Good
more
casting.
of the Ahsoka thing that holds me. I just don't like the show.
Yeah.
But I think the hot toy came out great.
Any so Philly possibly interested? Anyone else? Any thoughts on this? No. Okay. All right. Well, I suppose we'll probably just end it there then. All right, folks. Look, thanks very much to Pam for giving up their time. Thanks very much for people engaging in the chat and doing the poll and everything like that. And yeah, we'll be back here again same time next week. Hopefully, anyone want to advertise or plug something?
I'll plug. I've just released the Artisan Sith Apprentice review, so that's up on the channel at the moment. So go check that out. Good figure, but flawed for sure.
Okay, interesting. I must check that out. Did you win that one?
I paid £11.50 for it. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I
look
did.
at you. The guy. Oh yeah, the guy. The artisan, the light side giveaway. The guy. It arrived safe and sound at no damage, and yeah, he paid $2 to win that. So like, that's an absolute win.
That's
Like
good.
so.
That's good.
In fairness, so like, did you was it $11 and you won 2 different figures or just one?
Yeah, so I just put in like off the chance £11.50 in to get one slot, and I got the Sith Apprentice, and I got the Best Bin Luke as well, which is a really good figure actually. Really
Yeah,
good
did you get
figure.
the light up
So
base,
I didn't
yeah?
even realize.
Well, I
What was
suppose
that?
the regular and deluxe. Yeah, you did because the regular and deluxe comes with the light up base, which is
Yeah, so it has that
Yeah.
2-part base that connects together and it all lights up and stuff. So
yeah, that's
it's
probably
really
my
awesome,
favorite
man.
base. Really cool.
It's a really good base. That's a Diron base done well, I'd say. Because
Yeah,
like you were
that's
saying,
my
it's got the real
go-to
estate to pose
example. Yeah,
on it.
yeah, and it's wide enough that you can pose, and it's environmental and everything.
Yeah.
Philly, I saw your photography on the Darth Vader, and I think was it the Sith Apprentice or was it like an old Anakin you're using? It looked like was it?
The Darth Vader that's a New Hope. Darth Vader
Oh, sorry, and the Emperor. Sorry, it was actually Darth Vader. Yeah,
and the Emperor, from Return of the Jedi.
yeah, good stuff.
Thank
All
you.
right, anyone else to advertise anything, or can we take it away? We get out of here.
Take away.
All right, see you, folks. See you next week, and thanks for watching. Much appreciated. See you. Good luck.